now, get banned from the chat. Gotta go crown, he's still getting whacked. I posted up with Jasper the cat, sending shots at Howard to get turned to a pack. Every dog D Dirty got shot in the back. I'm smoking on blit with shit in my sack. Ooh.
Top shelf.
Drink the entire top shelf.
I'm feeling super toxic. I was an alcoholic. I'll take a shot of gin. You know I really want it. You make me yeah. Give me your super chat.
Super chat, super stickers, membership.
I said hello, Jew. Cat's a BBW. She would ride with me, but she's glued to her TV. Cause if trolls saw us out, they'd see me buying cherry juice to cure my gout. Gout. I need to find a way to waste what I have paid. So I opened DoorDash, cause why should I cook at home? I'd rather text than use the phone. DoorDash driver, heed my call. Of course I couldn't find him. Wood porch does not look like mine at all. Wood porch does not look like mine.
I was just sing Oasis all the time. I like Oasis.
Excuse me. Each day the streams go. See what my whales owe. Interactive fun. Belching and snorting. Gave Jasper a warning. Squirt the water gun. Make you watch my shorts. Explain why they're good. Why do they all have such low views? Like Panda and pills. Let's keep this stream chill. Good, we've hit that tip-top. Now reward us. I'm in a vest now. It's podcast best now. Killing it like tea. Give me some bounties. Challenges, I mean cheese. TOS friendly. This boss is bullshit. My gout's flaring up. Filled my water bottle with gin. Whale tail. More breakage from cat. Derek starting chat. Support has been slow and my bills have come in droves. I just can't stop begging you. My 10-year plan is still through. Why am I not successful and rich just like you? Inheritance is past you. I won't put up the green screen tomorrow. Fourth place felt just like yesterday. I can say hey, farewell to Rambo. This is my life, and I do everything correct always. I just can't stop begging you. $6 have yet to come through. Down from the rafters to turn back time. Turn off the camera while I scooches. Should not have said hello, Jew.
One of the things I don't like talking about is medical issues. All right? I have a lot of them. Basically, I was gifted a body that has a lot of shortcomings, okay? I don't like to talk about it. I don't want to tell you about all the doctor visits and all the money that I spend on medical shit. It's not worth it. It's a waste of everyone's time, and it's neither here nor there. It has nothing to do with what I do on my stream. But this is just one of the ongoing things that I've had my whole life that I've had to deal with, okay? Now, so here's what happened over the last year. And my back hurts. It creaks like a hinge. I calm my nerves with a drinking binge, dry skin, cracked, bleeding, and oozing. It's not my fault. lifestyle. I'm choosing greasy skin, smelly demeanor every day. I look more like the B-movie creature. I can't say I don't have 2020. Other kids at school said my head is shaved. Funny. I flare up with persistent gout. Never mind the food we ordered out. My ears throb. Constant infections. Acne doesn't help. My bluish complexion. Don't receive physical activity. No exercise. In a state of captivity. I can't sleep. It's a constant affliction. My one sounds like full for my damn addiction. Or my throat's
Does that sound like
post-nasal drip.
It sounds nothing like that at all.
I get stressed out when I don't get the tip. Allergies. Slowly thinning hair. I sneeze and I snort. I sway in my chair. Carpal tunnel. Has my wrist been defined? Depression. It's still the back of my neck, the back of my head, the back of my mind. My input job, reflexes, delayed, blame the lag, not the moves I made. Give me a pill. I'm dark inside the pill. Leave me here. I just want to chill. My mom, my dad, my aunt should be apologetic for giving me effective techniques. Give me a pill. I'm dark inside the pill. Leave me here. I just want to chill. My mom, my dad, my aunt should be apologetic for giving me effective techniques. Give me a pill. I'm dark inside the pill. Leave me here. I just want to chill. My mom, my dad, my aunt should be apologetic for giving me effective techniques. Give me a pill. I'm dark inside the pill. I'm like, how could it be controller battery low when it's plugged in? Then I immediately died to the boss that this happened because it distracted me. So I died to a boss run. I was like, well, that's frustrating. Come to find out, my USB cable was malfunctioning. And it was really weird because I just bought it in December. I just bought like a bunch of these. So apparently these USB cables I had bought were just trash. Because that's 2 malfunctions I've had since December. One of them, we were using to charge something else in the house. And it died. And now this, and I'm like, dude, this thing sucks. So, I knew that I was going to have to buy a new USB cable. But I was like, oh, man, if I can't charge this controller, I wonder if the other controller has any charge. I went over to it. The entire left thumbstick melted. Yeah, the thing is disgusting. Like, these controllers are so not durable anymore. I haven't used that other controller in over a year. It's just literally sat by itself on a glass shelf in my entertainment center. And I pick it up, and the whole left thumbstick is like sticky goo. What the hell? So I was like, dude, so I have no backup controller. And then I've been having these issues with thumbstick drift on the right thumbstick. I'm playing Elden Ring, and my character keeps looking at the ceiling. Like, stop looking at the ceiling. This is not the game for that, you know? This is not going to help. So basically, on the fly, I had to order a replacement controller and some USB charging cables. So those are coming within moments. Like, those are supposed to be here in the next 15 minutes. So I think tonight we'll do a live unboxing of the controller. And by the way, the audience voted for the color of the controller, what they wanted. So the color was determined by the viewers. And we'll do a live unboxing, see what it's like, see if it's any different than the other one. Probably not. They're probably all the same, right? Anyway, so yeah, so that's going to be tonight. Basically, we're going to chill. We're going to hang out. We're going to talk a bit. Just have a nice, interactive hangout session. And, unbox the controller and stuff like that. Okay? That's all we're going to do tonight. Just a relaxing session. And by the way, I have done these once a month for the past 2 months, and they went really well. Every single time, it's because for some reason, we have to change the schedule on the fly. It usually happens once a month.
Pass the time,
Two other nights, I remember one night,
I'm doing some overtime, Q&A.
Oh, you know it was Star Wars, remember? Last month was the Battlefront collection, so we just did a chill stream at night. And then the month before that, it was the same situation where I had beaten a game much earlier than I thought. So we ended up doing a chill stream, and they do well. People show up, they hang out, they engage, they support. People seem to like just hanging out with me, you know, every once in a while. So it works. You know, we'll just have a nice chill one tonight, okay? So there you have it. That's what we're doing tonight. Nothing crazy, just relaxing, sitting back, having some conversation, having some fun, and unboxing my controller and, I guess, USB cables when they show up. Woohoo, right? Slayer, I literally am kind of trying to explain. I will give the full story in just a second when I actually get on camera and we begin here. I'll explain, you know, why we're not doing the co-op tonight. It's all good. We're doing it next week. But obviously people are going to want to know, so I'll give you the honest truth.
Get a head start on leveling up with an accessory that boosts your experience points. Final Fantasy XIV Online Dawn Trail. Pre-order now.
You know, very soon. It was supposed to already be delivered, and then they claimed, oh, the driver has to do a few more deliveries first. I was like, why did it say a specific amount of deliveries and then change its mind? Obviously, that's fucking wrong then, right? It's all good. No, it's not because my controller broke. That's not why we're doing this. No. I know you don't see me, Jay. I don't have the camera on yet. I'm camera shy. Didn't you know that? I'm very camera shy. I don't like being on camera. It makes me blush. It makes me blush. You know, you want to see my lovely face? Well, deposit $20 into the slot below and you can see my face. That's right. I'm inspired by the best streamers on the internet. We must have tons of contributions before I will go on camera tonight. Absolutely. I'm just kidding, by the way. I'm going to come on camera momentarily. I'm just kind of messing around with everybody tonight. How many controllers have I gone through? On PS5, the launch controller I thought was having issues. So I bought another one. And the other one, well, I say I bought the other one. Someone donated it, actually, which is really nice. It was like within 2 weeks of the console launching, someone donated another controller. And I started using that one. Come to find out, it wasn't the controllers that was the problem. It was Call of Duty. The game was too sensitive, and they basically you just keep accidentally doing melee attacks when it had the stupid, what do you call it? Haptic feedback would go off. So the game would shake like you're firing a gun, and it would cause you to do melee attacks by accident because it's a piece of shit. I was like, wow, what a dumb game. They didn't test this at all. So anyway, I ended up with 2 controllers since the launch of PS5. And I think I've alternated maybe once, because I think I remember one of them was getting some stick drift. So this now, the controller arriving tonight will be number 3. On Xbox, I believe I'm also on number 3, because I had the original one that came with the Series X. That one started to break, so I got the red one. That one lasted a year, and that broke, so now I'm on a blue one. So technically, as of today, we'll be tied 3-3 for controllers for each console. None of these controllers are durable at all. They suck, man. They fall apart. They're crap. How do I break so many controllers? I mean, I don't know. You see what I do when I play. I don't smash my controller. I don't throw my controller. I treat them nicely. Shall we begin? You guys want to start? I was waiting for the controller to arrive, but it's not here yet. It says, like I said, it said it was going to be next, and then they changed it. And it says, oh, now your driver has more deliveries to do before they'll deliver. It looks like they're a few blocks away, so it'll be here at some point tonight on the late stream. So, by the way, the lighting's going to be off, and the reason being, I'll show you what I mean. Do you have the lighting's off? How it looks too bright? It's because the sun is still out, and I have the blinds open to get more air in here to try to cool down the room. So because the blinds are open, it looks too bright. As the night progresses, the sun's going to go down more. It's going to look more normal in here. But to start, it's going to be a little bit overly bright. Okay? Fair enough. Shall we get started? Okay. Here we go. Hello, everyone. What's going on? It seems like once a month, things just go a little bit awry or plans change. And so here we are, April 13th, 2024. It's about a month since the last time this happened. And tonight we are doing an impromptu chill stream with a live audience. We're just going to hang out with each other, have a good time, talk, have some conversation. And I actually have a new PS5 controller being delivered tonight. Needed it right away because one controller has a thumbstick drift, and the other one has a melted thumbstick. I was just telling the audience about this. So I needed a new one, so that's arriving, and when it arrives, I can do a live unboxing. It's actually a special color, because the audience earlier today on my Elden Ring stream voted for this special color. So we can do that together. It's just going to be relaxing and talking and having a good time tonight. Nothing crazy, nothing super serious, no gameplay or anything. It's just a hangout session. Like I said, we've been doing this about once a month. We did one in February, one in March, and now one in April. And they usually do well. Usually people want to talk and hang out, and people engage, and they end up supporting, and it ends up a good time. So let's see how tonight goes. First of all, let's just address the elephant in the room. Originally, tonight was supposed to be co-op with my wife, Kat. We were going to start Beyond Two Souls. All right? What happened? Well, it seems like this playthrough, we came up with the idea for this playthrough about a month ago. All right? And it just seems like it's like destined to have problems. Seriously. Like, we just can't get this thing going. First, we wanted to do it, but I was stuck in the midst of playing so many lengthy RPGs and trying to push to finish them. It didn't make sense to start it then, because I needed to finish those RPGs to get the variety back on the channel. So I did that, right? Like, I pushed hard. Okay, we're going to do it. And we got them all done. Then originally, we were going to do it like 2 weeks ago on a Tuesday night, and basically it didn't go, you know, my wife wasn't up to it that week. She changed her mind. It was basically like, I'm not feeling it. Too much else going on. Let's delay it. So he said, all right, we'll do it the next week. We were gung-ho 100%, locked in schedule to do it this last Tuesday, which would have been what? The 9th, right? April 9th. We were 100% ready to go. We have all the stuff we need. We have 2 of these headsets now. So each of us can have one when we do it. We bought all these wire. We bought a splitter wire. We bought extra headphone cables for it and everything. We got a chair we're ready. We're raring to go. I bought fun. The game was on sale last month. I got it for like $12 on PSN. It's installed. It's like, we are 100% good to go. What ends up happening is, my wife's work basically changed her schedule on her. Unbeknownst to her, they didn't even tell her. She just happened to be checking the schedule online. And it's like, the whole schedule's different. She's like, wait, what? I've had the same schedule set for a while. Why would they do this and not even talk to me about it? Right? So it threw our whole week into it for a loop. Remember, we were going to take Wednesday off this past week because April 10th is our wedding anniversary. So we were going to have that as our day off. We were going to have a longer streaming week this week. We wanted to be together for our wedding anniversary. But because they changed her work schedule, that all had to get changed. So our day off ended up being the day after our wedding anniversary. And because of her work schedule changed, we couldn't do the co-op on Tuesday. Now, originally, we were thinking about maybe we'll cram it in on Wednesday night, maybe. And we were talking about that and saying, let's do it. But then we realized, to cram it in on the Wednesday night when she'd been working nonstop all week, plus that we were going to go out the entire Thursday, we would rather have a relaxing night the night before our entire busy day out. So we decided against it. We're like, nah, let's not do the co-op. I'll do a regular night stream, and, we'll have a day out, and then we'll have it. So we talked about it. We were like, when should we do it then? And we realized, it might make more sense to do it on a weekend, because typically she doesn't have to work weekends. Not every time, because like I said, her schedule could change, but typically she's not working over weekends. So we're like, maybe like Saturday nights would be perfect, because number one, she won't be overly exhausted from working. Number two, it's a night, usually typically on weekends, more people can attend, right? People aren't in school, aren't in work. They're out and they could come by and stream a little bit more. Like, well, a lot of people want to see our Stu co-op. It'd be pretty cool. We do the co-op on the weekend. We'll probably get more viewers.
I don't have money to do it.
So we totally agree. I don't have money to do it. Like, yeah, this is great. This will work out, right? So then here's what happened is we had our day out on Thursday, and it was a great day. Don't get me wrong. We did a lot of fun stuff together. Did some shopping, had a great dinner. We talked about it on the podcast yesterday, how good of a day it was, right? But basically, because of that, we were behind on stuff. Like my wife is behind on things she would normally do, like loads of laundry and doing certain housework and stuff like that. So, this morning we get up and we're having breakfast and we're talking about it and we're kind of like, yeah, we're still on par. We're going to do the co-op tonight. And I could already tell a little bit that maybe Kat was a little like frazzled about it. And I didn't know why or anything, but we're still set to do it. So I did my first stream, and as I finished my first stream, I went downstairs into the kitchen, and here's Kat hurriedly trying to finish dinner, and that's surprising because usually she's done with dinner. A lot of times she finishes dinner early, and she's rushing to try to finish dinner as I'm coming down from my stream, and I know immediately something's wrong, and you can tell she's really stressed out. And I said, "Oh, what's going on?" She goes, "So I'm trying to do one thing and another thing goes wrong. I try to do the next thing and the next thing goes wrong." I said, so basically it's one of those Murphy's Law situations, right? As I'm in the kitchen with my wife and she's trying to finish dinner, a noise goes up. It's our washing machine. She's trying to wash clothes, and this washing machine has errored out saying uneven load 3 times. So she's been trying to do a load of clothes for over an hour and can't even finish it because the goddamn washer keeps saying uneven load. So I said, I'll go look at the washer. You focus on dinner. Let's work together. Let's figure all this out. I don't even know what was wrong with the load of clothes. Honestly, I went in and it was just a bunch of towels and a few pieces of clothing. It's like, I don't know why it's saying uneven load. I have no idea. I'm separating it. What we're supposed to do, you separate it out so they're not lumped together. You toss them back in fresh, even though they're soaked. You got to keep doing that so that they won't keep doing that, right? So that's wrong. He says it means the load is too heavy. That's not what it means. What it means is somehow what's in your washer has become loaded to like one side or clumped together to the point where the washer can't effectively move the clothes anymore. They're stuck in place. So then it stops to prevent the washer from moving across your floor or causing damage to the washer. So anyway, basically I cleared it up, right? I go to start the washer again. I stupidly hit the power button. Instead of the resume button, I hit the power button. So it resets the whole goddamn thing. Now I don't need to wash the clothes the whole full setting again. So I go to, I'm like, well, I'll wait. So I got to call the cat. I screwed everything up because I'm an idiot. I don't know what I'm doing. I screwed the whole load up. What do I do? So now she has to leave the kitchen where she's trying to cook to come over to the laundry room to show me how to use the washer because I'm an idiot, right? So it's like, why did I even help? I just complicated things even worse, right?
What do I do?
So finally, we get it going again on like a short cycle. It's like 15-minute short cycles, like short spin cycle or something like that, right? Go back to the kitchen. So basically trying to finish, and I could tell Kat is completely stressed out. And I said, so what's going on? And she's like, basically, the whole week has been a shit show, right? Ever since the work schedule changed earlier this week. And then she had to work more days and different times. It threw her schedule off. So here she is. She's behind on all this stuff. And she's like, I need to get clothes done today. I need to do this. She's like telling me all the stuff she has to do. And she's like, I would have had it all done. But that worked throwing me off. And then we had our day off for our anniversary. If we had stayed home that day, I would have had more time to catch up. But we didn't. We went out. And not that she regrets that. She loved having the day out. But basically, she just can't play. She's been playing catch up all week and hasn't yet, right? And I'm like, well, what do you want to do? And basically, here's my actual honest take on this, okay? Why on earth are we going to be doing co-op tonight if she's going to be stressed out, right? The whole idea of us coming in here and doing anything together on a stream is that it's supposed to be a fun atmosphere, right? We're going to have fun together. We're going to play a game. We're going to talk and do Q&A with the audience or whatever it may be, right? If she's already stressed out and now she's going to come in here and try to play a game, you know that's just going to translate into her demeanor and her enjoyment of the stream in general. And you also know, let's be honest, you also know that the trolls are going to be here. I already see some of them in chat saying dumb shit. I'm kind of ignoring them now to at least give my explanation. But that's the thing. Like, what's the point of doing a late night stream with my wife where we're supposed to be having fun together if she's not going to have fun because she's stressed out? It doesn't make sense, right? So I said to her, I said, if you're stressed out and all you want to do tonight is play catch up or do some relaxing or whatever you want to do, that's perfectly fine. Just tell me now. And that way, we're not being forced into a situation where we're doing a stream that's not going to work because, you know, we're going to be stressed out and upset or whatever. And she's like, yeah, I don't want to do it. She's like, I want to do it, but let's do it on a week when I'm not so stressed out because she's so backed up and everything. Okay? So basically, we agreed we're going to do it next weekend. We're going to do it next Saturday night. She wants to do it badly. She wants to play this game. And in fact, of course, she was very apologetic. She's like, I'm nervous now. Is everyone going to be upset? I said, you don't have to worry. It's like, listen, number one, all right? This is our life together. It's not dictated by what happens on one of my work streams, right? Just because we told them we're going to do co-op, it doesn't mean that's the end of the world, and now we're all hugely have to be committed to doing this. It's ridiculous, right? It's supposed to be something nice in addition to something that we already do. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not the end of the world. Not everyone's going to freak out. Was sitting in a wheelchair. It's not. That's the thing. I think she genuinely feels sad and worried that people aren't going to want to see the co-op now because it keeps getting rescheduled. So what I basically have to say is it's this simple. When she's ready to come on to do it, we'll do it. And she says, let's do it next Saturday. She wanted to do it tonight, but it's just things just kept getting backed up and backed up and backed up and backed up. To the point where it's like, to even come on here tonight, she's going to feel so stressed. What's the point, right? That's exactly right, Orange. Orange says, it's okay, tell Kat she just doesn't owe us anything. Correct, right? Like, absolutely correct. She doesn't owe anyone anything. She doesn't have to be on a stream. There's no commitment. If she really doesn't want to do the co-op, we never have to do it. But she wants to. Like, she genuinely wants to do it. It's just things keep happening that make it be screwed up and delayed. We were 100% ready for Tuesday. Then her work schedule changed. Then we were going to do it Wednesday. And then we're like, oh, shit, after her working the several days, then she was tired. And now, now we're going to do it tonight, but now this is happening. It's like, it's just the thing after a thing after a thing, right? So then next week, again, tentative. Let's say Saturday night for next week. If we do it, we want to do it on a Saturday night. Hypocritical. Okay? I think it makes more sense to do it on a Saturday night because, again, more people attending or whatever. And it would, like, coincide with her work. Usually she doesn't work on the weekends. So I think it's going to be fine. And here's the other thing. I make my own schedule. This is not like, oh, no, the boss is going to be upset at us. What boss? I'm the boss, right? So I do whatever I want. I'm like, well, you know what? Like I said, once a month, we've been having these late night chill streams where we just hang out and talk and have a good time. And people want more of them. They've outright told me the desire that over time they want more of these chill session streams rather than it being so focused on always gameplay, or something set. They like the fact that every once in a while something impromptu or different happens, that the schedule will change. It feels a little bit looser, right? I'm down for that, okay? I'm totally 100% down for that. And I hope you guys understand. If you do understand, thank you. If you don't understand, well, I can't help you. That's life. You're going to find out as you get older that these kind of things happen all the time. And you better learn to be adaptable, because if you're not, and you're one of these people who's just so stubborn, you're going to learn real fast that not everything goes according to plan the older you get. And then you got to find ways to call an audible, as they say in, like, professional football, American football. You got to find a way to adjust on the fly and make stuff work. You know what I mean? You can't just sit there and break down and cry or fall apart when things don't go according to your plans. So in this case, listen, we're going to do the co-op. We, unless some crazy extenuating circumstance happens, we're going to do the co-op eventually. It's just not happening right now. And, next week we'll give it another go on Saturday night. We'll see what happens. And hopefully everything does. See, the thing is, next week, now she knows her schedule ahead of time. It didn't change. So now she knows the schedule ahead of time. We are not going to have a day out that's going to be more stressful. We're going to have a more relaxing day at home for our day off next week. So she'll have time to do things that, like, these errands around the house and things, and not going to get backed up on stuff. So I think we'll be all right. for next week. We'll see. Okay. But will it be absolutely 100% every week moving forward? I don't know. It might not be. Again, it depends on life. It's not a big deal. I think it's special when we finally get to do it, right? It'll feel like something special. And I think the reason why basically people react this way, like seeing people in the chat being like, oh my God, what is it this time? Blah, 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 you know, being stupid about it. It's because otherwise I'm a fairly consistent individual, right? I make a schedule, I adhere to it. My work schedule is set. Boom, boom, boom. You know, like clockwork, I'm gonna be here every day. 2 streams, if possible. Sometimes it's only 1. It's mostly 2 streams, almost every day. You know what I'm saying? You definitely know what's going on. So, you know, that's the deal. And sometimes things go awry, but it's a rarity, right? It just so happens that getting this co-op going has been the thing that's gone awry in the last couple of weeks that keeps, you know, basically being annoying that we can't make it happen, right? Right? And I agree with you there that, you know, when you're down to consistency and you're used to consistency and you don't have that consistency, it can bother you. But understand something. This co-op is different. This is not, you know, Kat is not a paid employee of mine. She's not me, right? We're doing our best to try to make this happen for you guys, to do something a little special. It will happen eventually. And I want to say thank you to those who are understanding and appreciative and being very nice with you, or with us, I should say, over this. You know, it is what it is. And now we're just going to have a chill night tonight where we kind of interact and talk and go from there. All right. And I'm going to keep checking because, like I said, my controller is supposed to be delivered by Amazon over the course of this very stream. Yeah, look at this. Oh, now it's arriving tonight by 10 p.m. Then why tell me that it's coming? Right? It actually shows the driver is still driving around downtown of my town delivering other packages, even though I was told it was going to be here tonight. So we'll see if it ever shows up or not. If it shows up, I'll do the live unboxing. Okay? We'll see what happens here tonight. Okay. So let us start tonight with some shout-outs. We have Pizza Box Gaming with the 3-month re-upping of his membership. It says, tell Kat we miss her. Thank you for Pizza Box. I got a $1.76 tip from an anonymous tipper. Just $1.76. All right. Well, thank you, whoever that is. I appreciate that very much. That's our first contribution of the night. I'm playing a woodwind instrument. I'm Japanese. Then it looks like a $5 tip was received from Dwayne. Not only are you the boss, you are the final boss. There you go. I am a final boss, if you say so. I don't know the final boss of what. I don't know what I would be the final boss of. But I appreciate the $5 tip and the sentiment. Okay. I've also received another $5 tip from Dan the Man. Thank you to Dan the Man for a $5 tip tonight. I appreciate that. Cool. So we got Dwayne as the current top tipper. Thank you, Dwayne. I have to remember I don't have to center the leaderboard anymore. The leaderboard now auto centers as of this morning. And I have to remember not to touch it, because if I touch it, I'll actually make it uncentered. But I'm so used to moving it and touching it that I'm probably going to screw it up. Watch. Okay. All right, so there we go. That's what's going on. So now we will open up the stream. Whatever you guys want to talk about. If a contribution comes in, I'll shout it out. If you tag me in the chat with a question or a comment or a topic of discussion, we will talk. So here's, I'm not sure why your controller fell apart within a short period of time. My controller I'm using now for my Xbox Series S is fine after more than a year. First of all, should we talk about my controller history? So my PS5 is what I had first, and my launch controller was good, but seemed to be having thumbstick issues where it was accidentally doing melee attacks in Call of Duty at launch. So I thought it was faulty, and I ended up getting a replacement. It was actually a fan donated it, so thank you so much to the fan. And it shows up, and I go to play Call of Duty again. It was doing exactly the same thing. It was just doing melee attacks like crazy when I didn't want it. And I was wondering what was going wrong, and I turned off the haptic feedback, and then it stopped happening. So what it is the haptic feedback in Call of Duty was over-programmed to be too strong. So you're trying to shoot a gun, and it's shaking the controller and making the thumbstick think you're clicking it when you're not even touching it, and you're getting melee attacks. So I had 2 PS5 controllers. The first one I used for about, I'd say about a year, and then all of a sudden the thumbstick started to drift. And I said, well, I got another one, no big deal. So I put it down literally right there on the middle glass shelf of my entertainment center, and it just has sat there for about a year and a half, untouched, never used. I've been using this one for the last year and a half, okay? Never really had an issue with it, and then all of a sudden, I noticed last week when I was playing Elden Ring, all of a sudden, my character would start looking up. I was like, why is he doing this? And I tried to ignore it or whatever, and then it just kept happening, and I was like, something's up. Now today, I'm playing Elden Ring, and it says your controller batteries are low. And I said, how the hell can my controller batteries be low? It's plugged in, right? So come to find out, my USB cable was malfunctioning and wasn't working anymore, so it wasn't charging the controller, and I had just bought those cables in December. So not even like 4 months of use, and the cable was already shot. So like, well, I guess I bought a crappy one. So in the meantime, I'm thinking, let me use my other, because I'm getting stick drift, let me use my other PS5 controller that I haven't used in a year and a half. I go to pick it up, I put my finger down onto this thumbstick right here, and it's like goo. I was like, oh, and I looked at it and it was all deformed. Basically, these things disintegrate over time. They just melt. I was like, I didn't even touch it. It's been sitting over there for a year and a half unused, and the whole thumbstick was like gum, like sticky gum. And I was like, that's disgusting. You want to, oh, Retro wants to see it? Retro socket? Hold on. I don't know if it's going to work because of autofocus. Ow. Oh, yeah, you can see. You probably won't be able to see it because the autofocus stuff. Oh, there you go. You can see it. Look, it's deformed. Look at it. The whole thumbstick is deformed. What happened? You can tell. You can totally see it. It's not smooth. It's like bumped and rubberized and melted. I don't know why. It's like goo. If I touch it, ugh, it's sticky. It's gross and sticky. I don't know what happened.
Look at them. Come on. You gotta be kidding.
That's just the controller. It's fucked up. It melted. So anyway, so on the fly, I ordered a replacement controller, and actually the audience earlier today during Elden Ring voted for the color. So if it does show up tonight like they said it's going to, I'll unbox it for you live and show you the color they picked. And I ordered 2 replacement USB cables that were much more expensive than the batch I had gotten in December. Hopefully these will last. Now, if we're talking Xbox controllers, that's a whole other thing. So when I first got my Xbox Series X, it came with a controller, and I liked that controller. I love the Xbox controllers. Okay, in fact, I think it is. So this is the original Xbox Series X controller that came with the console, okay? It's very, very similar, if not identical, to the Xbox One controller. But I love Xbox controllers. I like the position of the thumbsticks. I like the feel of the triggers. I like the form factor. I like everything about it. I think it's the superior controller, okay? But, again, I started getting stick drift on the right stick. And I was like, well, this sucks. So then I ordered... Well, first I was using my old Xbox One controller in the meantime, and I used that for a couple of weeks. Then I ordered one of the red ones, and that was like a year and a half ago, like October 2022. I ordered, or not October, November 2022, because it was the Black Friday sale. Right. And I ordered that on like the Black Friday, and it was way cheap. It was like $30, I think, or $40, something like that. So I used that red one for about a year, and then all of a sudden, in the fall, that one had stick drift. I was like, you got to be kidding me. So then, I ordered my current Xbox controller, which is the blue one. I don't even know what it's called. Lightning blue. Who knows what the actual technical term is for it. And this is the one that I use all the time on my Xbox. So technically, right now, this is number 3. This is controller number 3 for my Xbox. And then this would have been controller number 2. And now I'm getting controller number 3 for my PlayStation. You might say, well, why are they breaking? I don't know. You see me play. Do I go crazy and throw my controller and smash it on my table and kick it? No, I don't do any of that. I take care of my stuff because I need it to work for my streams, right? So I don't know. You tell me why my stuff wears out. I don't know. Maybe it's because I play more than most people, right? I'm literally here pretty much almost every day playing video games in some capacity. So it may just mean that my stuff just gets way more use than other people's, you know? I don't know. So there you go. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, Slayer. Don't know. Don't know what to tell you. Okay? All right. I received a $1 tip from Kirk. Any chance we'll play Helldivers 2 tonight? No. Can we talk about Fallout? Because it coincides with the possibility that World War III might break out. We can only talk about Fallout if it's not the TV show. Because number one, I'm only 4 episodes into the TV show, and I don't want to be spoiled. And number two, lots of people have not watched it yet and want to watch it, so they don't want to be spoiled. As I get through the show with my wife and we watch more episodes, I will eventually review the show, but I need to actually watch the second half of it, so I can't do that yet. I received a $2 tip. Someone saying, play Helldivers 2, it's your patriotic duty. No, we're not playing games tonight. The whole point is that people have been saying they want more chill stream style content, and this is what tonight is for, to do that, to give us our monthly quota of a late night chill stream where we can just hang out and talk. I'm not playing games tonight. Okay? Okay. All right. So what would you guys like to discuss tonight outside of the controller situation? And once it arrives, like I said, I will unbox it. Anything else? What else would you guys like to discuss? Yeah, no, exactly. No politics and stuff like that. This is not a political stream. Everyone knows that. You know, there's some world events going on right now, and a lot of people like to jump the gun and act like drama queens about them when we have no idea what's really going to happen or what is even really happening in full extent anyway. So why are we going to freak out about that on a DSP gaming stream, right? Okay. I received a $1.12 tip from Fargo. How much are you a fan of the controllers with designs on them, like God of War Ragnarok or Spider-Man? I don't mind them. I think some of them look pretty slick, and if you're a fan of those things, like if you're a fan of God of War and you don't mind having a God of War controller all the time, or if you're a really big fan of Spider-Man and you want to rep that, you know, go for it. You know, the reason you would never see me with one of those controllers is usually they're limited edition. Usually they're harder to get or more expensive to get. And I don't see the point of you know, going out of my way or spending more. If they were special and had like other features or were better than a standard controller, then I'd be like, it's worth it. But they're the same exact thing, just a different color scheme. It's not a big deal, right? So, you know, you're interested in it, go for it, but you probably would never see me with one of those. Oh, let's see here. Have I seen Space Marines 2? I don't know what that is. Are you talking about the new Warhammer game? If that's the case, yes, we actually watched some gameplay of it on my React show a few months ago, and it looked pretty decent. So I might be interested in it in the fall. Yes, it's a maybe. Can I talk about Star Wars Outlaws drama? I don't know what the Outlaws drama is, so I can't say anything about it. What is the drama? No, Brandon, I've never had a single controversy in my 16 years as a YouTuber. I'm a very cookie-cutter, kind of clean, squeaky clean whistle guy. You know, no controversies here, of course. What older franchise would I like to see return or get a sequel to? I already said I want the continuation of BioShock. I believe they're working on that. I want to see Infamous get revived. I don't know what happened to it, why they dropped it like they did, because it's a great series. Probably my top 2. Although, of course, there's other things like Mass Effect, which I want, and of course they're making, you know. Opinions on newer episodes of SpongeBob? I don't know. I haven't seen newer episodes of SpongeBob. When I was going to play that SpongeBob game a few years ago, I watched like the first few seasons of SpongeBob, like maybe the first 3, 4, casually with my wife over the course of like a couple months. And then I stopped. I was, you know, I'm older. I'm an old guy. I don't feel like watching SpongeBob all day. It was like a little education. It was funny. It was an education on what it is because I never knew what it was because I never watched the show before. But after having watched it, I'm like, okay, I get it. I don't need to keep watching it now. So I have no opinion on it. I haven't seen the newer one. Am I excited for Star Wars Outlaws? I'm excited for the premise of Star Wars and an open world sandbox GTA style. That sounds good to me. I don't know about how the execution will be, but on the face value, it sounds good. But man, they need this game to run well, because first you had Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and then you had the Star Wars Battlefront Collection, 2 back-to-back Star Wars games released completely fucked up with horrible performance and just like not even finished games. It was like, this is a joke. They have to absolutely have this thing run well and be a well-performing game, you know? No, I've not played Sonic Chronicles. I don't know what that is. Yeah, so I definitely have not. What is my favorite casual game to de-stress? I do not play full-fledged video games casually. I used to. When I first started on YouTube, I actually used to grind in RPGs and stuff behind the scenes, off camera. And sometimes I would come back. Like, for example, right now, my Final Fantasy 13 playthrough is being uploaded, slowly, piece by piece, in 30-minute segments to the DSP Throwback channel, and has been for months. It's going to finish in about another month, I think. And you'll notice time jumps in the playthrough. I'll be like, so guys, just so you know, I haven't played this in a few days, and we're back. And the reason that you see that I've leveled up insanely is because I've been grinding off camera, you know? That's what I used to do. I would have that going. I would be like watching a TV show or a movie and having a drink and grinding and doing all that all at the same time, multitasking. And it would improve my YouTube content, but it would also allow me to do other stuff. I try as much as I possibly can to not play video games when I am not in this office. Because in my whole life, think about it this way. In my whole life was video games. If I'm in here all day playing video games, and then I leave this office and I'm playing more video games, it becomes too much of a good thing to the point where it's not special anymore and it becomes less fun. And then you get burnout. I know this for a fact because this is what used to happen to me in the competitive Street Fighter community. I used to play competitive Street Fighter a lot, as much as I possibly could. And sometimes I would play it so much, I'd actually get burnt out and start to play worse and not enjoy it. And then I would take like a 2-month break and I would come back and I would feel completely refreshed and enjoy it again and do well again. So if I'm all day, every day doing video game stuff, I'm going to lose interest in it. So for me, when I'm in here, focus is video games or streaming with you. Like right now, we're not playing games. I'm just talking, which is cool. This is my focus. This is what I like doing. But once I'm out of here, we do other stuff. Whether that's spending time with Jasper Kitty, listening to some relaxing music, watching some TV, watching another YouTuber or streamer do a playthrough. I watch my wife play relaxing games and stuff like that. That's what we do. I don't want to play video games outside of here. I play enough. And to be honest, I'm getting carpal tunnel in my right hand. I've been feeling it getting worse over the last 2-3 years. I know it's eventually going to hit me hard. I'm going to probably have to see a doctor for it. I can't be playing games nonstop. I need to have a break where I'm not doing that. You see what I mean? Okay. I received a $1 tip from Kirk. Can I suggest meditation and drinking green tea or something simple as counting your blessings every day? You and Kat seem way too stressed. The stress that we're feeling, all right, is not anything that has anything to do with like the nonsense on the internet about us. We don't care about that. Our stress is other very rational, real life stuff. A work schedule that gets thrown into disarray, and then that throws the household into disorder, because now all the things you had planned out and were doing in regular intervals in the right time now are completely thrown out of whack, and that's what causes stress, right? Stuff like that in general. Not the stuff that we're stressed out about is very normal human stress stuff. It's not, oh my God, some asshole made a video about me today. I don't give a fuck. None of that, all right? So, no, we don't need meditation or green tea. We just need to have less stressful stuff happen. We like normality, we like planning, right? We're not one of these people who like spontaneous shit all the time. We actually just like to have things more chill and relaxed and going with the flow. And when a monkey wrench gets thrown into our plans, it does kind of disturb stuff for a bit, and it gets a little annoying. But you got to roll with that, right? You have to over time. So,
Popo cock.
Okay.
Popo cock.
Let's see here. I received a $1.59 tip from Jared.
Yo,
how often do you
cock.
deep clean your PS5, Xbox, and controllers and take them apart and clean them?
Great.
Never. I've never disassembled something to clean it. Every once in a while will wipe something down, including air vents or whatever on the sides. I will wipe down my controllers with a cleaner and a cloth and stuff like that. I've never deep cleaned, disassembled a single thing I've owned in my life like that. No. Nor, hate to tell you, nor do you need to. You don't need to. Maybe that will, for some people, extend the life of your electronics or something, but it's never, I mean, my stuff usually generally lasts pretty well. You know, there's no problems with it. So obviously, it seems like if you do it, it may be a little bit excessive, at least from my perspective. More power to you if that's what you like to do. I know people that just, you know, everything they own, they like to take apart. Gun owners, right? They love disassembling their weapons and learning the ins and outs of them and reassembling them and stuff like that. It's all part of, I think it's part of the fun and part of the hobby, right? So that's fine if you do it. But for me, it's like, I've never done that level. So, Four-Eyed Mike has done a super chat. Says, did you ever review any fight sticks? I'm interested in your opinion. Your recommendations for a newbie. No. The last time I reviewed fighting sticks, no exaggeration, was over a decade ago. I was actually donated a stick, and I think it was actually a Kanba joystick, if I remember correctly. And that was way back when they were very much more small time. They weren't known as one of the major joystick manufacturers at the time. They were known as kind of like a third-party competitor to everyone else. Like back then, it was like Mad Catz, Hori. That was it. Mad Catz and Hori were known as like the top two joystick manufacturers around the time of Street Fighter 4-ish. And that's when I was actually reviewing certain sticks. Like I would buy the new model Hori joystick and review it. I would buy the new model Mad Catz and review it. But I have been out of the loop of the competitive fighting game community for a very, very long time. I don't know what they're using. I don't really care. I have two joysticks here. You know, one is a Hori Fighting Stick Pro Alpha or something like that. And the other one is the Kanba Obsidian 2. And they're both fine joysticks. They feel very different. The joystick type is very different, but they're fine joysticks for what they are. I couldn't tell you if they're good compared to other stuff. You know, there's even leverless now. It's just a bunch of buttons. I don't know. I'm not the guy to ask on that stuff. I'm definitely out of the loop. I received a gifted membership. Nathan Smith gifted it to Four-Eyed Mike. Congratulations, Four-Eyed Mike, on the gifted membership. And then Chemical Goods gifted a membership. That one went to Wayne. So congratulations to the two of you. Be sure to thank the people who gifted you those memberships. Thank you for that channel support. Darth Hobbit says, I've only taken apart a PS1 and an Xbox 360. The PS1 is a CD player deck with a power board. It has a small fuse. That's it. No fan, no BS. A very simple build. Yeah, and that's why they overheated. That's why they were infamous. They would heat so hot because they had no fan. The actual adhesive that was meant to hold the disc lens reader in place would melt. And now the lens, as it spun the disc, would vibrate like this. And because it was doing that, it would not read the disc. So you get constant disc read errors. So actually, after you had your PS3 for like 6 months, you'd have to start putting it on its side and hope gravity would hold it in place. Some people like me, I actually would turn the whole goddamn thing upside down. So by turning it upside down, it would actually hold it in a different position. And the laser would actually read better when the console was upside down. I know that sounds stupid, but it would. It's funny because as much as we want to talk about the red ring of death, correct? Of the Xbox 360, how faulty that console was at launch, and undoubtedly it was faulty for most of its run. I mean, I think I owned 5 or 6 Xbox 360s during that 5 to 6 year period, okay? But the PS1 was a huge issue at launch. That's why that is really why they had more models. Like, but think of it this way, like, yes, did consoles always have new models? Yes, but the PS1 actually did it to stop errors. Like, the PS1 was known for disc read errors. So you needed to kind of have a fix, and that's why they had the other models, the smaller models that would stop that issue. But yeah, like any other console, I only ever owned one and never had a problem. It was the PS1 was the one that I always had the problems. So, and that's even with rental games too. Just think of it this way: you'd put the dirty ass, unkempt rental games into your cartridge slot of like your Super Nintendo and your Genesis, and that shit would be dirty as fuck, and you have to clean it, and it would still work. PS1 would be pristine. You have to clean the whole life cycle, and you're buying brand new fucking pristine games, and the goddamn thing would have disc read errors. Like, god damn it. Oh yeah, Trigger says the Dreamcast had the same issue. I had 2 Dreamcasts. I take that back. I had 3. I had the original beige Dreamcast, but it was actually a Japanese Dreamcast, and I got it out of Chinatown, New York City. and I played Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on it, the Japanese version. Then I got a black Dreamcast, which was the sports edition, and that was an American Dreamcast. And I had a boot disc that would play like unregion locked games. So you could play a game from all over the world on the thing. And then later on, years later, I bought a third Dreamcast that was hideous. It was a custom paint job. Someone had painted it like red, and it was like sticky paint. It was gross, but I needed it because I was actually, involved with running tournaments of Marvel vs. Capcom 2. So having 2-3 Dreamcasts definitely benefited. For me, the problem wasn't the console. Here's what would happen. Get this. The controller ports were faulty. And what would happen is, every once in a while, someone would plug a controller in. It would blow out all the ports. Because all the ports were attached to one board. So if one blew, they all blew. So all of a sudden, you have a Dreamcast that no one can plug a controller into. It doesn't work. So then you would have to send it out for repair for someone to either fix the fuse or replace the board. And it was a pain in the ass. This was infamous during the Dreamcast era that you tried to run a tournament in Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and the fucking boards would fry during the tournament. Half your Dreamcast by the end of the tournament wouldn't be able to be used. Personally, though, mine were fine. I never had an issue with mine. And the Dreamcast was a fine console. It was, as people say, I agree, it was ahead of its time. It actually was the first console that I feel the home graphics were as good as what was in the arcades. Like, take a look at Crazy Taxi in the arcade versus Crazy Taxi on Dreamcast. They're pretty close. They're pretty damn close. So, Cool Spot says, is weekly or bi-weekly with Chill with Phil in the future? We've been doing it about once a month at this point, correct? Like I said, February, I remember the schedule got thrown into a little bit of disarray, and because of that, the controller is here apparently. I can go get it. Cool. And I will get it in a moment. It did get delivered, so we can do a live unboxing and everything. Okay? But now hold on. Now I forgot what I was saying. I got distracted. Hold on. Oh, so in regards to doing these chill streams, right? Basically, in February, people were saying they actually were enjoying me hanging out with them and talking more than gameplay. And I think that was in part because we were playing too many RPGs, right? And that's ended now, thankfully. So I think that's not the case right now. But still, people were like, we like these chill sessions. Please do more. And I said, all right, I'd be willing. And then what ended up happening was there was one night where I remember we had finished all the games we were playing early, and we had nothing to do that. And I said, all right, let's do it. Let's just do an impromptu chill session, right? So that worked out well. And then last month, if you remember, it was the Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection, where I was going to play it for a full day, and then it didn't work at launch. So I was like, damn, I have like a whole night stream open, and that's when we did this, and it worked. This month, it's the co-op that, basically caused it. So yeah, every month we seem to be having a situation where, hey, we could do whatever, and we chill, and we have a good time. Right now we got good attendance, good engagement, support is moving. It's not amazing or anything, but hey, I'm having a good time. All right. I'm going to go get the controller. Today's so if you're here live, slow. Hold on. If you're here on demand, I'll literally be back in a microsecond. All right. So, yeah, I'm just going to go grab. I'm just going to get off the front porch. I'll be right back. I would use the on break, but I don't have the on break thing set up for this screen set up. So I'll just be right back. my laugh sounds like ack, ack, ack. So when I laugh and I go, or does that sound like ack, 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 ack? No, it sounds nothing like that at all. Okay, so I'm back, and there's some good news, and possibly some bad news. The good news is, the controller is here for us to do a live unboxing of this new PS5, I think it's called, like, Galactic Purple controller. Alright? But the bad news is the USB cables that I got, when I ordered them, showed a standard USB on one side and a USB-C on the other. I'm reading the box, and it says USB-C to USB-C, meaning, are both ends USB-C? I didn't order that. The picture blatantly showed that it was a standard cable on one side and USB-C on the other. So I hope that this is correct. If not, I guess I got to return these now this week. I got to order more. Let's find out. Let's open the USB-C cable and see if Amazon knows what the hell they're doing or if they have an incorrect listing. Okay? Let's see. Well, they got stickers all over this shit. I guess I'm going to use my knife. Hold on. I know, you can never go by what's listed on Amazon. Half the time it's fucking wrong. It's true. It's like they just don't care. They don't check nothing. They just let anyone list anything. And you end up with the wrong product. So let's find out. I hope it's a regular USB cable and not C to C. If it's C to C, I'm fucked. I'm fucked. The listing was wrong. This is a nice cable, too. I like this cable. Special delivery. Special delivery. Well, hold on. Fuck it. Now I gotta return them. The PS5 has a USB-C port. Oh, does it? It does? And it works like that? Okay, hold on. Maybe I won't return them. There's a USB-C port on the PS5. I didn't even know that. Okay, hold on a second. Maybe all is not lost. Find out. I'll go over there and we'll see. Cable looks nice. Braided. Although my last one was braided and it was a piece of shit. Broke within 4 months. 10 foot, so it's long enough to reach over here from the console. If it does have a C port, then I guess we're all right. I didn't need 2 then. I bought 2 thinking, oh, I could have a backup or whatever. All right, let's find out. It's just under the regular one. It's on the front. It's on the front of the console. It is plugged in, so we'll find out what happens. We'll unbox the controller, we'll plug it in, see if it works and charges or not. Okay. Maybe crisis averted, we'll see. Alright, but now... Oh, shit. Knife. The controller. The PlayStation 5 Galactic Purple controller. I had no idea PS5 had a USB-C on the front. Okay. This is some big deal. It's just a controller. Ready? Whoa! 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 Wow, man! Wow, man! Whoa! Well, here it is in all of its purple glow. It's funny because on camera it looks blue, right? It looks blue to you. It's purple. It actually is, but it's a very deep purple. It's a deep, deep purple controller. Whoa! It's not blue. It is looking blue on the camera. I agree with you, but it actually is a deep purple color. So to compare, why is this fucking stuck?
A mutated creature that would look like it was
sitting in a wheelchair. Which looks better? What's the better color scheme? What do you think? So now let's see. If I plug this in, will it charge? It is. Ready? USB-C to USB-C. I plug it in. And it's charging. It's glowing. Look at that. That means it's charging. Initial charge. It's working. That's a good sign. It's glowing. It's glowing. Oh, see, it's glowing orange, but on the camera it looks red, doesn't it? See my camera? I don't know. The colors are off on this camera for some reason. It's actually glowing orange, yet it looks like it's glowing red on the camera, but it's really orange. So. Whoa! Whoa! Is that you're supposed to do the unboxing, right? You have to go, wow, man, look at this. It's so cool, man. It's the galactic purple shit, man. Look at that. Yo, it slaps, it snaps, it slaps the cheeks. Look at that. Yeah, it's so cool. All right. Well, if it charges fine, and I'll use it as early as Monday. Monday, I'm playing more Helldivers. So I'll probably use it on Monday. I'll keep this one charging regardless. I'll actually plug this one over there. This one actually is charged now, so I can unplug it. Yeah, because I want to get this plugged back to my Xbox controller, actually. Whoa, it was cool, yo, whoa. All right, hold on. Oh, no. I just made the worst mistake possible. I accidentally plugged my Xbox controller into a USB cable that was plugged into my PS5, and the PS5 just exploded into flames. It just spontaneously combusted. No, what actually happened was I plugged in the Xbox controller, and it turned on my Xbox. I didn't tell it to. It just turned it on. So now I got to go turn off my Xbox. How frustrating. Okay. All right, so the only bummer is I definitely got an extra one now that I don't need. I'll eventually need this. If that one ever breaks, right? If that ever breaks, then I have a backup. USB-C to USB-C. But I don't know if it'll ever break. It's a nice cable. Anker is the company, A-N-K-E-R. It feels nice. It has like a sleek feel to it. It feels much better than the other braided cable I'm using, so maybe Anker will last, and the other one's just a piece of garbage. I don't know. It's much more expensive. These are like, I want to say like $9 each for a 10-footer, but it seems like a good brand, so I guess we'll find out. All right, well, are they known for good quality products? Token says, I have an Anker cable, and it's durable. Well, that's good to hear. What's up, guitar player? How you doing? At 34 months as a member. And he says, I just got here. What's going on? We're just chilling tonight. We're just having a late night chill stream tonight. That's all. Nothing crazy. Nothing special. I just unboxed my replacement PS5 controller because I needed it bad because the other one had some thumbstick drift. Galactic Purple. This will be the controller I use moving forward on PS5. What's up, King Michael? Derek, good evening. A lot of people are just showing up right now, apparently. Well, you're all late. You all missed almost an hour of chill. You should be very upset with yourselves that you're so late. Don't you know how to be prompted on time? Come on, guys. Jeez. What's wrong with you? There we go. Get this all back. Closed. All right, cool. So I have some trash, and I have an extra cable. I guess I'll just toss this over there for now. I'll have to put it in my closet later. Cool. Oh, I should put away my knife before I stab myself like an idiot. Okay. Oh, man. Slayer says he spent about 30 to 40 SGD, which is about 20 to 30 USD, or dollars. You get a good quality and fast charging Type-C to Type-C cable that's long and fast charging, and it lasts more than a year so far. Yeah, the cables are hit or miss. You never know what you're getting, right? I've had ones that I spent very little on, and they lasted a long time, and I've had ones that I spent a good amount on, and they died within like 3 months. So they just seem to be all over the place in quality. You know, you spend a lot of money, you never know what you're going to get. All right. So thank you, Guitar Player, for re-upping your membership. Spawn Killer with a $2 super chat says, I wish Fallout TV show had super mutants. Well, you realize you just spoiled. Why would you say that? People don't know what it has or doesn't have, and you just spoiled the show. Please don't comment on the show like that. That is a huge spoiler. I thought maybe it had super mutants. I'm only 4 episodes in. Now you're telling me there's no super mutants? Let me guess. Next you're going to tell me there's no giant, what do they call them? The mini nukes, the fat boys or whatever. You tell me that's not in it either? Really? No radiation guns? No, you know. Anyway. Thank you, Spawn Killer. All right, I received a $1 tip from Kirk. What do you think of Jeff Bezos charging $3 for no ads on Amazon Prime? I think he's a piece of shit. I made an agreement with them, a year contract, which I paid for back in December, for a no-ad video streaming service. All of a sudden, they think that they can change my agreement. They can't. I paid a year's worth of Prime in December for a year of ad-free video service, and then they decided to change the terms in the middle. That's illegal. It really is. It's illegal. You can't do that. If there's a class action lawsuit against Amazon, they will lose. And guess what? There is a class action lawsuit against Amazon right now for it. They have no leg to stand on legally. The only way that they could have done that legally is to say, we're going to put ads on everything. When your contract expires, it'll happen. So when it expires, if you renew the contract and you accept it, now you'll get ads on all your stuff. That's it. That's the only way they could have done it. No one legally agreed to get ads on their content that they already paid a year subscription for. You cannot change the terms of the agreement in the middle of the agreement. It's not legal in anywhere in the United States, and Amazon is a U.S. company. So they can get sued, and they will lose, and they will have to pay a settlement to everybody. And they should, because they're assholes. Okay. Let's see here. I received a $5 super chat from Guitar Player. He says, I had the same problem with my controller. I guess it's a problem with those controllers. With the PS5 controller, the stick drift, I guess so. But I also have stick drift on my Xbox controller. I just had it on all my controllers this gen. Every controller this gen seems to have the problem. So it's kind of sad that they just can't make a controller that lasts. Okay. Hoop, I can see your messages, yes. No, galactic blue does not look more blue than purple. It's probably the way my camera picks the color up. That's all it is. It looks blue to me. Very blue. Sarah says, Amazon treats you like this, yet you still give them your customers and purchase and their service. Amazon, for as many things that Amazon does wrong, Amazon is the best place to order online from when it comes to value, when it comes to delivery. Like someone had said to me earlier tonight, they said, wait a minute, your controller started dying on your first stream. You ordered on your first stream and the controller is here for your late stream? Yes. Because I live right near the Amazon distribution centers. Amazon's based in Washington. All of their distribution centers are within 5 miles of my home. So anytime I order anything from Amazon, it's usually 2 days or less, no matter what. Sometimes it's the same exact day. All right. So, yeah, basically, it's a huge service to use out here. It's very beneficial. So, what the fuck? I can't click on this. Great. Hold on. There we go. Okay. All right. What was I saying now? I got distracted. I don't remember. All right. Anyway, for those hanging out, thank you. For those chilling and supporting, thank you. We still got a ways to go because this is just an open stream to do whatever you guys want tonight. Grim Ripper, thank you so much. 29 months as a member and says, did you watch the X-Men 97 yet? Watch it. No, I don't have, what is it? Disney Plus. I don't have it. You know, I have very few services. I have Max and I have Amazon Prime Video. That's it. We have nothing else. We don't even have Hulu anymore. We got rid of that too. We only have those two. You know, we regularly watch stuff on Max because it has a lot of like reality TV shows that are like things about cooking, things about homes and homemaking, house hunting, silly stuff like that. You know, world travel. We like that kind of stuff. We like to watch that kind of stuff together. Fed Roger, enjoy your ban. Oh, if the chat works, it froze. Yeah, enjoy your ban. Because you purposefully spelt my wife's name like that, so don't come back. It's not funny. It's not a meme. You're an asshole. You're not coming back. Okay. So. Let's see. What was I going to say?
Banned.
Oh, I don't know. I got distracted. Oh, no, we don't have Disney Plus, Grim Ripper, so we can't watch the X-Men show. I've heard good things about it. People are saying it's good. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I don't really care about the continuation of a show that I watched in the 1990s. I just really don't. Like, if you told me the original Ninja Turtles was coming back and continuing today, I'd be like, I don't care. I'm 42 years old. I have no desire to see that plot line continue in my adult life. So, there you go. All right. So, yeah, X-Men 97, I've heard it's great. I've heard the animation's good. The plots are good. I don't really care. And I'm certainly not getting Disney Plus and paying for it to get it, to watch it. So. So I think it's officially time to officially retire Ask the King. There hasn't been one for a while. I haven't seen demand for it to return. This is better. What do you think? I mean, as I said, I was trying to get Ask the King to 100 episodes. And even then, I'd say the last 3-4 years that we were doing Ask the King, I was already an interactive streamer. And I was saying to you guys that I felt the show was outdated and didn't really have a place. But people kept asking for it and saying, please keep doing it because it's part of your legacy content. It's like the last long-running show you have. Everything else, like the weekend preview, the channel updates, the release day unboxings, the 8 Live podcast, all that stuff is gone. We would like to see you continue one piece of content from your past. And that's what Ask the King was for a while. But then, you're right, we started doing daily podcasts, the Level 1 podcast. That has a ton of Q&A in it. We do other streams with Q&A. We have late night chill streams like this. If this is the future, then why are we lingering in the past? What is the purpose of saving questions up for Ask the King if basically, you know, there's no place for it in the content anymore, right? So, yeah, my feeling is Ask the King is retired. I'm not saying we would never bring it back. Maybe for a special event in the future if we need it. But as of now, it is officially retired. I don't see a reason to be, you know, actively doing it, right? Derek, yes, the Beyond Two Souls co-op is now tentatively rescheduled for next Saturday night. We're hoping to do it, but we're hoping that also no other extenuating circumstances happen, like happened this week, that maybe made us have to delay it. You know, we want to do it. My wife keeps assuring me she really wants to do it, but it's just shit keeps happening, you know. The Blimp says, I feel like Ask the King is outdated and it's sort of content that is associated with the old stuff you used to do. Everything in the last 4 years has improved and better. There you have it. Stanley Man, I agree with you, but I'm not even going to read your comment out because just doing that alone gives attention to these idiots. But I appreciate your comment and I agree with you and thank you for that. Okay, I think it's time. We've actually, if you can believe it, I've been doing this for an hour. Does it feel like I've been doing this for an hour? It feels like we just started and we've been doing this for an hour. So what I'd like to do is split the part, stretch my legs for a second, maybe use the restroom, come back, and in part 2, we'll continue the chill fun. It really doesn't feel like we've been doing this an hour. So time flies whenever we have these chill streams, really. Like, holy moly. All right, I'll be right back. See you in part 2. Okay, and in the meantime, guys, I'm going to pee. I'll be right back, and then we'll continue. See you in a sec. I'm just kidding. I wasn't saying anything. All right, let's continue. Okay, everybody. Welcome back to an impromptu chill stream late night hangout session here on April 13, 2024. This is part 2. And let's see what people want to talk about. It looks like Big Tuna, 21 months as a member, asked the question, if World War III did start tonight, are you mad we didn't get GTA 6? What makes you think we still won't get GTA 6? You do realize that world wars have happened and the world continued, right? The world didn't end during the World War. Anyway, Jared Jackson with a super chat tonight. Thank you so much, Jared. I don't mind if Ask the King ends. I do demand a return to Poorly Cooking with the King. So nostalgic, but good to evolve with the times nonetheless. He's joking, by the way. He used the emote of a crying, like, laugh. Yeah, you know, here's the thing. Unlike many, many, many other content creators today, I've been around a long time. 16 years, man. And going. And still going. I know we're going to have a 20th anniversary, a 25th anniversary. We're getting there. I know it for a fact. So, When you've been around as long as I have, people are nostalgic. And I find it funny because, like, some of the stuff, Cooking with the King, Poorly Cooking with the King literally was like 10 episodes. It wasn't a long-running series. It didn't even last a year. But there's still people to this day who keep bringing it up, who think of it nostalgically because I guess they thought it was so funny, which was the point, by the way. And that's a good thing, I guess, right? So that's cool. That's cool to know that people still have those kind of nostalgic feelings about the old content I used to do. But in regards to, again, Ask the King, no, I don't think that there's any point to continuing, as we've already said in the first part. Thank you, Jared, for the super chat tonight. And thanks to everyone so far who supported the stream in any way. I appreciate that very, very much. Thanks to the 2 members for the 21 bucks in super chats and for the 18 bucks in tips and climbing. I'll be here for at least another hour. We'll see how it goes. Stanley Man says, at what point you realize This Is How You Don't Plays might bring attention to your real channel? I discovered you through those, and you're the funniest person on this platform. Listen, the thing is, I mean, again, my attitude back then was poor. My attitude was, that's like you're stealing from me to do those kind of montages. My fear was always the following, which sadly is what has happened over time. Instead of people laughing with me, like if you're on my channel and you're watching my playthrough on my channel, or you're on a live stream with me as I play a game, and something funny happens, like I fail, I die, a huge hilarious, you know, mistake, I rage, whatever. You're laughing with me. We're all doing it together. If you're watching my content on someone else's channel and you're giving them the view and you're giving them the ad revenue and you're contributing to their stream or their video revenue-wise, you're laughing at me. You're saying, haha, here's someone to deride, but by the way, they get nothing out of the fact that I'm watching their content, correct? Now, back then, when This Is How You Don't Play began, so we're talking over a decade
Kevin's
ago,
fault.
I was not an interactive live streamer with different revenue streams. It was literally ad revenue. That was it. So if someone takes my video off my channel, makes a montage, and puts it on their channel and gets 1 million views, those are views that should have gone to me. And I literally lose income of my business because someone took it without my permission and went and put it on their channel. You understand? That was my concern over a decade ago. Now, instead of being so concerned about that, I can look back in hindsight and say, I should have understood there was a demand for this kind of abridged montage style content. And maybe I should have gotten a few people who were interested, who were fans, who maybe wanted to put together montages for me to work on it and paid them to do it or something. And then have my own channel, DSP highlights or DSP abridged. And I would just do that kind of stuff then. And it would allow people to enjoy it there. And I would still get, you know, some benefit from it. But instead, I raged and I said, how dare you steal my content? This is not allowed. You should only be watching the raw playthroughs. And that, in a retrospect, in hindsight, I know that was the wrong way to go about it, right? The good news is, yeah, people have learned about me over the years and looked at things such as This Is How You Don't Play. And I know that the reason that I still exist to this day, have an audience, is because of the fact that I have longevity, I don't give up, and despite all these people making content about me, I still persevere through it and continue on. Just ignore it, right? Yeah, I definitely get some attention from it. I hate to be honest, but probably about 99% of the people who watch the negative stuff about me will never check out my real content. They just believe I'm a jackass from watching the negative stuff. They would never give the time of day to me, honestly. They would never give me a fair shake to see how I really am or if the content actually is honest, genuine, or entertaining in any way. Instead, they'll just watch someone else profit and benefit off of it, right? Which is fucked up. It really is. Like, someone was saying the other day, have you ever thought about claiming the detractor videos because they use your content and they, even though they have the right to use it via fair use, they really don't have the right to advertise on it. That retains your right. That's why people do content ID claims on YouTube to begin with. So, you know, you're right. At the same time, I don't know how I would use content ID. I'm not a big company who can register for it. I don't have money and lawyers to you know what I mean, to team up on that. I'm happy to get attention. The problem is I know for a fact 99% of the content out there, people do not believe, oh, this is just in jest. Now I'll go actually check out Phil for real. On the internet, almost no one does that, you know?
Whatever the fuck this idiot's name is.
So, it's like what they say, don't fight fire with fire. That's why I don't do that. But, you know, hey, if that's the case, right? If that's the case, then people come watch. I enjoy that, you know? Saying Rogue says if it's fair use, then it's not your content anymore. Wrong. Wrong. At least per YouTube guidelines. I don't know about the actual legality of it. I'm not a lawyer. Per YouTube, it doesn't matter if you use something via fair use or not. You're able to use it and not get copyright stricken, but the ad rights still go back to the owner. And they can content ID match your video, and there's nothing you can do about it whatsoever. You can argue it. You can argue against it, but that's what they do. They sadly just give it over to the person who claims content ID. I don't believe that's right. I really don't. I don't think that's right. But that's how YouTube treats it. Because YouTube, the way YouTube looks is, we don't want to get involved in anything. So if you get claimed, you get claimed. Oh, shit.
Funds from one
what a great system,
to
huh?
another in a legal and a monitored capacity.
That's what I said. That's why I don't want to fight fire with fire. I wouldn't even do that.
IRS,
You know, I'm not interested in it. Oh, all right. What do you guys want to talk about? Let's not talk about drama all night. I'm not too interested in that. I actually had a big segment about my detractors on yesterday's podcast. Not today's, but yesterday's. If you want to see a big discussion about that, we could go talk about that. But over there. I don't want to talk about it on today's show.
It's
or
been
tonight's
pretty
show,
slow.
I should say. Slayer says, is it okay if I talk and discuss this month's private react videos? I mean, we could generally discuss about what they were. I don't want to go into detail about it. I don't think people here particularly want to hear the ins and outs of K-pop countdown or, you know, the music videos that a producer watched and I reacted to. I think if they want to see that, they'll go to your channel, Slayer. I don't think people want to hear in-depth discussion about that tonight. This is not a K-pop channel. Naseo says, what are your next projects? Well, on Tuesday, we have a new release of Harold Halibut. It's a game on Game Pass that looks like claymation. That's all I know about it. But I'm going to check it out and see if it's any good. If it's good, I will do a playthrough of it. Okay.
Ding dong die. Ding dong
In
die.
regards
Oh,
to
ding
after
dong.
that, there's actually a game called Another
Ding
Crab's
dong die.
Treasure.
Oh.
And essentially, from what I've heard, it is a FromSoft style Soulsborne game with crabs and crustaceans and like aquatic creatures. And that's another Game Pass game. So that's like 2 games I'm interested in checking out later on in the month while I'm still playing Elden Ring, while I'm still doing Helldivers 2 multiplayer, while I'm still doing some Street Fighter, and while I finally will start my co-op with Kat. So that's what I'm thinking, okay? Cope, I don't even know what you're talking about. No, no one said Kat isn't feeling well. She's not feeling sick. What are you talking about? You're making stuff up. I guess he wasn't here for the stream. If I never had crazy malicious trolls, would I hang out with groups of fans in public? Like going to arcades or conventions and stuff, but with fans. I would not go to arcades and conventions and stuff with fans because I don't have time to go to arcades and conventions and stuff with my wife. If I had enough time to do stuff, I'd be spending time with my wife first. That would be first and foremost. Now, if I were as popular as I used to be back in the day and making that level of money, which I'm not anymore, not even close. I used to probably make, no exaggeration, probably double what I make now back in the day. Okay, let's make that clear. But back then, because I was so popular and I wasn't doing a live streaming schedule, I was able to upload videos 4 or 5 days a week, and I could take a couple days off if I needed to do other things. There were weeks where I went on to a convention, filmed the entire time I was at a convention, came home, and made tons of money on the convention, right? So back then, it was possible. Today, it's not possible. I don't have the flexibility to not stream 6 days a week. I can't go to a convention, film, come home, upload, and make tons of money. The videos don't make money anymore, right? It's the streams. So I just don't have that flexibility anymore to do it, sadly. So no, you know, if I had an opportunity, I would be spending time with my wife, not with the fans, just being honest. If I blew up in popularity and all of a sudden I was making tons of extra money a month and I could actually cut down on the amount that I was streaming and I could go to like PAX West or something and hang out with fans, then yeah, I'd love to do it. But, you know, what's the reality of that happening? If anything, things have always been going on a downward trend and not an upward trend. I haven't seen any real spikes of growth or anything. And every time that it looks like things are turning around, for example, 3 years ago, things were actually going quite good on my Twitch channel. My Twitch channel was actually increasing in popularity and getting more subs and everything. And then I get kicked out of the Twitch partner program because of my trolls. So that's what I mean. Whenever I get an opportunity to get ahead, it seems to get taken away from me by trolls. So sadly, I just don't think it's possible. All right. Thank you to Caterade so much for the membership. I appreciate that. I received a $1 tip. I consider going on Stuttering John's YouTube podcast. I bet he would bring you on. I don't. What are you talking about? Stuttering John. Stuttering John is someone who used to work for the Howard Stern show 100 years ago until he basically got fired and then went off to do 5 million infamous things that never took off. And I haven't heard about Stuttering John, no exaggeration, in about 20 years. Like, probably the last time I heard about Stuttering John is when Howard Stern went from terrestrial radio to satellite radio, and he would play the old shows that had Stuttering John on them. Like, literally, it's 20 years ago. So, no, I don't know why I would go on a Stuttering John podcast. I have no idea what you're talking about. I really don't. I do not have a favorite Pokemon, but a Pokemon that I seem to find myself always getting in every single Pokemon game is I get a Magikarp, and I end up using it enough to evolve it into the Gyarados, however you say it. I always seem to get that rare Pokemon because I like it for some reason. I don't know. I've always thought that it was a solid Pokemon, so. Slayer says, I want to clarify, comebacks in Korea mean a new music released by the artist and not coming back from a scandal or something bad. Any new music after a debut is considered a comeback. They realize that's not what it means, right? No, a comeback literally means, okay, literally means that you went somewhere, like you stopped doing something, you moved away, you went, and now you're coming back, you're returning to form. Care. It doesn't mean you simply released a new piece of content, right? That'd be like saying, tomorrow I'm going to do a react to a June the King documentary. So I haven't done that in about a year, so this is my comeback. No, it's not.
Popo cock.
No, it's just not. That's wrong. That's incorrect use of the term.
Cock.
If that's what they call it in Korea, they literally are incorrectly using the term.
Cock.
It's literally you come back, like, return to something you have left. So that's kind of silly in my opinion. Because yes, I was watching this documentary about, well, not a documentary. I was watching a video that a producer was basically watching 3 music videos from a K-pop group, and this is their comeback. And I thought, apparently this group was involved in drama and stuff. Some kind of drama, like what they've been through. Because some of the lyrics in the song is like, oh, it doesn't matter what people are saying about us and stuff like that. I'm like, so they've definitely been through some shit. Something happened, right? So when they say, this is their comeback, it makes you feel like, well, they're returning to making music. Perhaps they went on a hiatus. Perhaps this is a change of style for them. And so this is a way that they're returning to making music that's different. So it's a comeback attempt, right? That's what I was under the impression it was. If you're saying they were just popular the whole time and they just made a new album, that's not a comeback at all. In any way, shape, or form, they're misusing the term for sure. Okay. Coop, we're good. You can stop repeating yourself in the chat. What is the most expensive controller I have to buy or had to buy? Like the most expensive one ever of all controllers I've ever owned? I believe I would say way back in the day, so we're talking early 2000s, the Moss stick, M-A-S, Moss it was pronounced. What it was a homemade arcade system. Stick, okay? So, don't think about Japanese arcade machines at all. Have you ever seen an actual American-style arcade machine? How it has not the stubby joystick with a ball on top, but it's long style, like tall, and the buttons aren't rounded on top, but actually they cave in a bit. You ever seen those American-style arcades? So back in the day, when people were attempting to start playing arcade games at home on consoles, they wanted to emulate the controls on an American arcade machine. And there was this guy who literally out of his garage would make homemade joysticks that would work with consoles such as PlayStation 1, Dreamcast, etc. Okay? Now, I forget what it stood. It was something arcade system. Maybe mobile arcade system or something like that. Or MOS stick. Okay? He would literally buy the same kind of wood fiberboard stuff that you would see an arcade cabinet made from, and he would cut it down into short sides. It would be like a giant rectangular box. All right? And you could put rubberized stuff on the bottom so it could hold in place on a hard surface, or you could put like cloth on the bottom so you could put it on your lap. And it was 6 buttons, just like in the arcade, and the joystick. And he would depending on what consoles you wanted to have it work for, you would actually hot wire, like wire it for those consoles. He would purchase the controller boards from a real controller and wire the buttons to that controller board. And he would actually have multiple cords coming out of the back that you could plug into different systems. Okay? So, yeah, and so this was very prominent around the time, I would say the late 90s and early 2000s, until the Japanese style of joystick started to take over a few years later. Okay? The MOS stick was exclusively the most ordered stick in the fighting game community because everyone wanted to emulate playing the arcade at home or in a tournament. Okay? The problem was, think about this. You're ordering these giant pieces of wood. You actually have to order the controllers to rip them apart and put the boards in. There's labor involved to fuse and hotwire these joystick, cords. A MOS stick, I think the cheapest one you could get was around $300. And then if you wanted the deluxe edition that had more features or, it had more control. Like, let's say you wanted it to work on PS1, PS2.
What a stupid society, huh?
Something else,
What a
it
dumb way
ended
to
up
live.
being like $400 or $500 because it would need all that work done to it. And I owned a MOS stick. I bought one at one point. The thing was, unlike today, now you order a stick, it's pre-made, it gets shipped to you in a few days. These were custom made. So when you ordered a MOS stick, you had to wait for it to be made, sometimes months. And so they were very expensive, and there was a big lead time before you would get them. So, yeah, so that's definitely the most expensive joystick I ever had. I think I got just the base one that worked just with Dreamcast, and that one was about $300. So, pretty close. This one was what? This Kanba stick was $2-something, I want to say, right? $200-something, I believe. The Kanba Obsidian 2. And it's pretty good. But, sadly, yeah, not as expensive as the one back then. And the other thing about that is back then, when you realize money was worth a lot more back then, right? So, yeah, so you're paying $300 in like the early 2000s. That's like probably like $500-$600 today, right? Like probably a huge inflation. So, there you go. All right. So anyway, yeah, that's the most expensive joystick I've ever had. Let's see. I received a $1 tip from Kirk. Any interest in the show Shogun? I can't watch Shogun. I don't have TV. So no, I have no interest in a show I can't watch. No. 0. Yikes.
I don't care.
What is your favorite Nintendo game playthrough I've ever done? It's a tough question. Some games of recent memory that I really like from Nintendo, like Super Mario Odyssey, I absolutely loved. My game of the year for 2017, and then we haven't seen a modern Mario game since. They didn't make one, right? I mean, they did made a new Super Mario Wonder 2D game, but they haven't made a modern 3D game for whatever reason. I don't know if they're waiting for the next Nintendo console. Likely they are, I guess. If you're talking of all time, and you're saying playthrough, you're not saying my favorite Nintendo game of all time. You're saying my favorite Nintendo playthrough of all time. That's a tricky question. Like what's a Nintendo playthrough? Well, Final Fantasy VI is one of my favorite games of all time, and it happens to be on Super Nintendo. Is that a Nintendo playthrough? I don't really know what the qualifiers are for this. So, I can't answer the question. Would I consider going back to Twitch? No. I've already explained 5 zillion fucking times why I'm not going back to Twitch. If someone treats you insanely unfairly, insanely badly, why in the holy hell would you return to them? You'd have to be a complete and utter jackass. Right? When Twitch terminated my partnership and I asked why, they said, hateful speech or something like that. And I said, provide evidence of what you're talking about so I know in the future not to do it. And also, this is evidence that I actually did it. And they refused. They said, we don't have to provide evidence. Well, then I don't have to use your business. If you're going to tell me I'm doing something, but provide absolutely no evidence to back up anything you're saying, you are an unprofessional bunch of assholes who don't deserve my fucking time or to make money off of my content. So I'm never using your site ever again. The only reason I would ever go back to Twitch is if I need a backup temporarily because something happens on YouTube and I need somewhere else to stream for a bit before I find a new permanent home, which would never be Twitch. I would never go back to them unless, again, they kick out their management and they completely redesign the way their business works. I'm not going to be treated completely unfairly like I'm just a scumbag. Just push me aside. What did I do wrong? Well, we're not going to tell you. Well, yes, actually, you should tell me so that I can improve and I can make sure that I'm in line with your terms of service. Tell me what's wrong. Well, we're not going to tell you. Well, then fuck you. I have nothing to do with you. You're a bunch of pieces of shit and you can kiss my fucking ass. How about that? I received a $10 tip. Oh, let's see here. John Lambo says, would you and Kat go to Japan for a honeymoon? Would you vlog it? If Kat and I were ever to go to Japan, I don't think we would call it a honeymoon at this point. We've been married for 5 years. I don't think it would be a honeymoon. All right. Would we vlog it? Well, if we did, we wouldn't be telling anyone what we're doing or where we're going. We would just do it and then maybe upload some videos when we got home. It probably wouldn't be anything I would do while I'm there. I would want to be focused on spending time with my wife. I'll be honest. Like, I think that that's a humongous mistake that I made early on in my YouTube days is that I just vlogged everything. So here I am. I'm going to conventions. I'm going on trips. I'm going on vacations. And the camera's never off. Why? Why can't I have some actual meaningful private time? And then if I feel like every once in a while making a video and for a few minutes or a minute or share an opinion on something I did, great. But why am I so concerned with making every piece of my life a video, right? And I think I did way too much of that when I was young. I really feel that way. I mean, just for, posterity purposes, for remembrance purposes, I think if I went on a vacation to Japan, I would want to take pictures and do some recordings for my own personal use and maybe, yeah, a few public use so that people can actually see what I'm doing. But yeah, like that's my opinion is, if I were to do it, it would be more for me than caring about making content for the internet. I'm well past that at this point. Like I said, I enjoy having a separation between my personal life and my public life. I don't want to have too much of a crossover between those two. I enjoy having that separation because it allows us to be, have privacy and have insulation from the nonsensical drama of the internet, which is what a lot of people don't do. They just mix everything constantly to try to get attention for themselves. And I think that's really fucking stupid. So, no, it would not be constant vlogging. Would there be some vlogs? Maybe. Probably saved until I got home, and then I would talk about the experience and maybe upload some of those vlogs to share with all of you. But no, it wouldn't be like constant vlogging and shit like that. No. Slayer says, if you think of traveling, you could do a similar style of content like Dancing Bacon. You focus on the subject matter and not reveal the location and upload them afterwards. Yeah, well, of course. If I was to go anywhere, I would not tell anyone where we're going, at all. I'd say, listen, we're going away for a while. We'll be back. And then when we come back, then I can say, hey, so here's where we were. Here's what we were up to. Here's some videos of it to share and watch. And we will do a impromptu stream where I'll answer questions about the trip and stuff like that, But that's what it would be. I definitely wouldn't be giving you any tips or any ideas of where we're going. Are the goals still active? Why would you? There's a goal there. There's only one goal. There's only one goal. Yeah, it's active. All right, Derek, you don't have to tell me when you're going to be late to a stream. You could just be late. I hope you enjoy the movie you're going to, but you don't have to notify me ahead of time. People just drop in, drop out. There's not a reservation required to be here, nor are you required to be here on any particular time, just so you know. The blimp says, don't be hard on yourself.
Derek,
from how you were previously, it's a hard balancing act, making content around your life that becomes the way you fund your life. It's understandable why you did it. Yeah, but at the same time, here's the thing. Now, having the separation between my private and public life has worked so well. You don't understand. This is why Pat and I really enjoy our life together, because we don't have the constant drama and nonsense. All these idiots who on the internet think that what they're doing affects us, they have no fucking clue that we have a nice, beautiful life behind the scenes, completely untouched by any of their nonsense. And that's what we really enjoy. The moment that you share yourself on the internet, anything you share becomes ammo for morons, right? And that's the thing is, back then, everything was shared. And I really do feel like that was too much. I think I would have basically enjoyed my life more in that period of my time if I had kept things to myself. But you're right. I mean, every piece of content I put out was profit. And I think that's what it was. It got to the point where it's an addiction almost. Everything I make can be monetized and can be made into a profitable system. So why not just record everything I do and upload it to the internet? And that's sad, honestly. Now I know that. But back then I didn't get that. The whole thing was, again, YouTube was brand new. And it was different. And it was unique. And there was no blueprint or outline or example to follow of how to do it. So I was just winging it, and I made lots of mistakes. That's definitely one of the mistakes I felt I made, is I recorded too much, I shared too much, and it resulted in quite a lot of, bad stuff over the years. So, 1 second, everyone. I just realized I left the broken USB cable on the floor over there, and I want to put it in my trash, and then we'll continue. And I get to stretch my legs, too.
What do I do? What do I do?
You. Okay. All right, so we're continuing on. We still got some good time here for people to hang out and ask questions or whatever they want to do. Would I ever go back to Minecraft again? I've answered this the same way over the years. I'm not opposed to it, but at the same time, there's never really demand for it. Every once in a while, someone says, man, I really loved that year that you played Minecraft. Would you go back? It's kind of like a reminiscing thing almost. But, it is what it is. It worked for that time period. I feel like today, if we were to do chill streaming, we would want to do something new rather than something we've already done kind of to death in the past. Honestly, I don't really feel like going and building stuff. I'd like to do other experiences in gaming. So, do I feel anxiety about people wanting to know absolutely everything about me? It's tough managing parasocial relationships. Here's the thing. My fans don't want to know everything about me. It's obsessed weirdos on the internet who want to hurt me that want to know everything about me. Right? So, no, I don't stress about them because those people don't matter to me and I pay no attention to them anymore. I just don't give a shit. Every once in a while, it intersects with my content and I have to bring it up or address something just to clarify for my personal audience. But no, I don't care about what those obsessive people think. They're losers, and I have nothing to do with them. So. Okay. Would I consider playing Valheim? I have no idea what that is. Would I go to Kick as a backup? Again, from my understanding, Kick has no moderation. If Kick has no moderation, then I can't stream on Kick because it would just be a complete cesspool of trolling, right? So no, I would never stream on Kick. Unless there is moderation and those things do exist, and I was told they're not, and I'm misinformed, but that's what I was told. So. Have I come across a fan in real life recently? No, not recently. Derek, have a good night. Yes, Derek, we already said good night. All right, it's okay. You can chill out. I'll see you when you come by tomorrow. Okay? Thanks. Sheesh. You can only moderate your own stream. So basically, it would always be me moderating the stream by myself is what you're saying. You can't have moderators help you. Wow. That would be rough. Listen, every once in a while I can do that. But especially if I'm into something, like I'm playing a game or whatever, I can't be moderating the stream full time. That would be insanely difficult. No, you can definitely have mods. So then what are you people talking about? Mark says going to Japan for 12 days, then Singapore for 2 days cost me $5,700. That's nearly $4,000 US dollars. It ain't cheap. I did spend a lot of money there. That sounds cheap. I'm not even kidding you. Like, that sounds cheap. 12 days in Japan.
Not what I did.
2 days in Singapore, and you only spent like $4,000, and that's everything. That's including airfare, hotel, food, and everything you spent money on there. That sounds cheap. Seriously. Am I down to play GBA games like Golden Sun? I don't know how I would play them. I've played Golden Sun games on GBA, and they were very good. Like I said, I felt like I definitely felt like the game that I was playing, Sea of Stars, was inspired in many ways with its puzzle aspects by Golden Sun. Pimpin' Pat did a super chat. He says, Kick pays double what YouTube does. You're crazy not to. And how exactly do they pay? You do realize that their business model is not sustainable, and it's backed by a few investors, and it's going to run out, right? It's not a sustainable business model unless they keep finding more and more investors, unlike YouTube, which is not going to go away. YouTube, all right, when you say, oh, they don't pay as much as YouTube, what are you talking about? Ad revenue? Are you talking about paid subscriptions? Are you talking about super chats? Are you talking about tips? I tell you right now, if I went to Kick right now, I'd make less than I make on YouTube. I don't know what you're talking about. It seems like people have this weird misconception of like Kick is some magical place full of money. It's like Kick is an experiment by a bunch of rich people, right, to try something different with streaming, and it's resulted in a bunch of people just doing streams over there, right, in a less controlled environment almost. And I haven't heard anything to any justification of going over there besides short-term profits. There's short-term profits to be gained over there. Run over there. Okay? Doesn't make sense to me. Like I said, for someone like me, who's a small-time guy, I don't have, 1,000 people here on YouTube, and then if I streamed on Kick, I'm not going to get another 1,000 viewers on Kick. All I'm going to do is split my audience. I don't want to do that. My audience is small enough. I like having the audience I have. I don't want to lose people now because I become a Kick streamer or whatever. I don't know what this tactical soap is. I've heard a couple people mention that, but I don't know anything about it. Nintendo Switch Online has a solid selection of Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance games we're looking into. If you're willing to use emulators, there's things. Right, and I have a mini PC that I need to get into that eventually. Mark says, Kick is funded by a large gambling online site. Kick doesn't have the backing of a $1 trillion company like Google. There you go. Have I ever had a conversation with Kat? No, we just sit around with our mouths taped shut and we go, It's real tough because sometimes I think that she's gonna make tuna casserole and instead she gives you a bowl of gummy worms because she thought that's what you asked for. A little confusing. Yeah. But it works. We've been married for 5 years, so I guess that's the best way to have a relationship. Seems like I'm enjoying Elden Ring more on my second run. I don't know if I would say that, Bob. I think it's fun. A fun game. I liked it on my first run. I think the problem with my first run was when I reached the final third of the game, I realized everything was reused in samey. Now that I know that, really the appeal to the game for me is seeing how all these cool magic spells that I'm now unlocking blast the living shit out of everything on the screen. right? I don't care. I'm not looking for a unique boss encounter. I'm not looking for something new to discover. I'm just saying, okay, I have a bunch of obstacles in my way. How do I destroy those obstacles with maximum vengeance and just vaporize them from existence with these magic spells at my disposal? So that's the cool thing. Like today, I fought the final giant worm, great worm. I forget its name. It has a weird name. But anyway, so the great worm, it's huge. And it hits you with tons of damage. So I walked up to it, and I just used this spell, Rain of Stars, and it just kept hitting the thing repeatedly. It was like hitting a million hits on the thing, and it couldn't hit me. Like, I kept doing it, and he tried to hit, and man, he could not hit me once because he was just like kind of getting jerked around, and he just tried to swing, and he would like miss and be stupidly dumb. I was like, wow, that was pretty cool. You know, and I keep getting new spells. Like every stream now, I seem to be unlocking a new spell or ability that's great. I'm using the giant sword now that I got from the magic dragon, and the giant sword seems to stagger certain enemies that normally can't be staggered. So I'm just like hit, 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 and it's working. I'm like, wow, that's fun. That's different than, you know, what I was doing with the melee class, jump R2 5,000 times. At the same time, some things are ridiculous. Like I fought the boss of Castle Soul today. Forget his name. He's the dude that's the carbon copy of the boss that's in the middle of the rot swamp in Khet. I can't remember the guy's name. So I tried to fight him normally, and basically it was hard because he has the two minions that are with him, and then he has giant area of effect attacks and giant damage. So the second attempt, I said, I'm just going to try to nuke him, and I did. I buff, chug, Kamehameha, and literally it just kept going, and it like kept hitting him. The other idiot walked into it, he died. The other idiot tripped into it, he died. I just kept going. Then it canceled one more time, dead. Cool, great fight. And it's fun to see that because that doesn't work on every boss. It only works on certain bosses, but it seems like they put a lot of effort into making variety of spells to keep the magic build interesting. You're not using the same spells the whole game, which is good. Let's see here. I got a $1 tip. Take a wild guess who this is from. I was correct. It's Kurt. Milk kicked dry before it goes under. No. Don't feel sorry for Mark. The Australian government paid for his vacation. What? What? Sure they did. Okay, I'm sure that you have intimate knowledge of that. I'm sure you know all about that. What the hell, dude? Whatever you say, Kirk. Anyway, let's see here. Are you excited for the DLC? Of course I am. Yes, I'm very excited for the Elden Ring DLC. I cannot wait for it. I hope that's great. I know it's going to be great, right? Blair says, technically food like bibimbap or kimchi stew are not Korean barbecue. They're normal Korean food. Korean barbecue is marinated in grilled meat. Correct. So the bibimbap has the marinated meat as part of the part of the dish. That's what I meant to say, the dish. But it has many other things in it that aren't. Of course, I mean, they're not barbecuing the seaweed. They're not barbecuing the kimchi. That's just sides that you're basically getting as part of the bibimbap. Yes. The place that we've been ordering from, they have various different platters. So they have the bulgogi, which is the beef. They have the spicy pork. They have the bulgogi that's now it's in the egg, and I can't remember what that's called. It's like pancakes of egg and meat together. That's something different. So they have like 3 or 4 different kinds of the barbecue, but then they have the bibimbap, which is a variation dish that has some of the barbecue in it. Right. Okay.
How?
No, there are very few Korean restaurants in my area. The ones that are considered real Korean barbecue are sit-down restaurants where you cook the food there. This is a place that has the Korean-style food as part of their menu, but also they do other things like Hawaiian-style and others. So it's kind of like a fusion restaurant, but does some of the Korean stuff. When's the last time I sat down at a restaurant? This last Thursday. My wife and I had a sushi dinner to celebrate our anniversary, and it was super-duper good. We are happy here in Washington. Quite frankly, you know, there are some reasons why you would consider moving. For example, if the weather gets way worse or something, you know, right now, the weather is getting hotter every single goddamn year, which is very frustrating. moved out here to be in moderate weather, and then all of a sudden now it decides that like for 2-3 months of the year it wants to be increasingly hot, and we don't have central air, nor can we afford it. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah, I want to watch some.
But outside of that, you know,
some
it's fine out here. Definitely, it has a nice. The good thing about out here is everything is within a very quick trek. Meaning, I can get any kind of food I want within reason. I can't get true Italian food, but good variety of food. All the shopping I need to do, medical care, you know, stuff for pets. You know, if get into the great outdoors one day, that's available. You know, if I want to go to a major city, I can drive 45 minutes and be in Seattle. Like, everything I need is within an hour. There's no travel really required, and there's way less people out here than where I came from on the East Coast. So there just feels like there's way more space to be lived in, and I like that. I'm well aware that there's other places in the country that may be more economical to do what I do for a living. Places that taxes are lower, prices are lower. The problem is the weather sucks shit. Like Florida, infamously, is a good place to have your own business because it's very cheap to operate out of Florida. But if you live in Florida, you have to live in insane humidity, terrible downpours, hurricanes, weather, disasters, all kinds of terrible shit all the fucking time. Who the fuck would want to live in Florida? Not me. So that's the trade-off there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it seems like the reason those places try to make it attractive for someone like me who runs his own business to make lower taxes, lower prices, because their weather sucks. So the trade-off is, please come here. We know the weather's terrible, but we like more people, so we'll be nice to you in other ways, right? I received a $1 tip. $20 days of paid leave, 4 weeks, annual leave or vacation called holiday pay in Australia. All employees, including full-time and part-time employees, are entitled to up to 4 weeks of paid annual leave, 20 days or 5 weeks. That's great. I don't care. Really, I don't care. At all. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know why I should care. My stupid email deleted something erroneously that it wasn't supposed to fucking delete, so now I gotta find this goddamn email. It glitched. I clicked on one email and it deleted like 10. Stupid fucking thing. Here we go. Grab some salt. There we are. Fixed it. Okay. My head itches. You think he wants me to move to Australia for the benefits he listed? No, I think he was saying because Mark lives in Australia and he was talking about going on a vacation. That's why Mark only spent $4,000 on the travel. Yeah. No, Slayer, this is what I'm trying to tell you. The Korean cuisine out here is incredibly limited. We have a lot of other things, like Japanese of all styles, Chinese, Vietnamese, Filipino, Indian, Mediterranean, like all those are kind of very prominent out here. I have not really seen a Korean style restaurant. It's very rare. No, I've never heard of a place 7 days to die. I know what it is.
It's made in China. Just like everything else
I don't even know what kind of game it is.
It's made in China.
All right, so guys, we got about roughly a half an hour left on stream, just so everybody knows. Okay, about a half an hour left. So if anyone else has topics they want to talk about, any other contributions are going to come in you want to shout out, now would be the time to do it. All right, before time runs out. Thank you in advance to everyone who has, well, first of all, thank you to everyone who did contribute, and thanks to anyone who may contribute by the end of the stream. Jasper's fine. He's relaxing in the house somewhere right now. I have no idea where. Thursday is a shame. The same for him and Indonesian food over there. Every place has a cultural focus depending on what kind of people live there. Here, the reason that we have the cultures here that we have here is because if you are from Asia and you're coming to the United States, there's very few airports you would land at first. And our airport, SeaTac, is one of the main ones. If you're coming in from Asia, that's where you would land. A lot of people, when they were traveling to the United States, they just decided to stay around this area. So they came to the States and said, I'll stay around Seattle. And then they started opening different cultural restaurants and things. And that's why we have entire, groups of cultural pockets. A bunch of Vietnamese people live there. A bunch of Filipino people live here. That's how it is. They kind of settled together. That's also why we basically have no Italian food. The Italian food here is not authentic at all because there's no real Italians out here. It's either chain stuff like Olive Garden, or it's people who are attempting Italian food, but it's really an Americanized or twisted version. I went to an Italian restaurant when I first moved out here. They claimed they were authentic. The food was French. I'm serious. Like, I went into the restaurant, tried this dish, and it was like French ingredients in what was supposed to be Italian food. And I don't want to insult the chef, but I would tell him, you know what the fuck you're doing. None of this food is Italian at all. It's not even close. It's hilarious. I was reading the menu. It's like, every 5 years, the chef takes a 2-week trip to Italy to learn Italian cuisine. And I'm sitting there and I'm eating the food. I'm like, and what did he learn? Where the fuck did he eat in Italy? Because it wasn't at a fucking restaurant. Like, this is shit. It does not taste Italian at all. So that's what it's like out here. Like, basically, there's nothing authentic. Like, there's no real authentic diner style food out here. Honestly, there's almost no good burger joints. It's more like chains. Like, they have Five Guys. There's fucking Red Robin. There's no, like, authentic, unique places like we used to have in Connecticut when I used to, eat there. When it comes to that kind of stuff, it's just more a lot of Asian stuff, and some Mexican and stuff like that. So, Side Salad did a super chat. Said, what does Jasper think of the new squatters laws? Jasper doesn't think of the new squatters laws because he's a cat. He doesn't know what the fuck you're talking about. But I do appreciate the super chat. Oh yeah, I don't know of any Malay or Indonesian food out here, Slayer, at all. Like, I don't know of anywhere to get it. I've never really seen it. No. Thank you. King Michael has complimented my shirt. Thank you, King. Seems like you guys are running out of topics to talk about because it's definitely calming down and people are not really tagging me as much and there's not as much serious conversation. Cheetah Man, it's like I said, when we have time on late streams, that's a regular opening. And if people wanted to look into doing stuff on the mini PC, such as emulation with Fightcade or other, I consider it. We haven't really had a significant opening in any schedule to do something like that yet, but I think we will soon. Uzbekistani food. What is that like? What do they have in Uzbekistan? What's Serbian food? No, I've never tried Serbian food either. I don't know what that would be like. Which fighting game franchise do I find the most overrated? Mortal Kombat. It's fine, but it's never played as competitively as other franchises. Yeah, it sells better than other franchises because it's Mortal Kombat. Because it is the prominent fighting game in the United States, because of the level of gore and silly hype behind it. It gets insane sales and then just fizzles out. Like, that's literally what happened with Mortal Kombat 1. People ran out and bought it in droves, played it for a couple weeks, got bored with it, never played it again, but its sales are higher than fucking Street Fighter 6, which is still the top competitive fighting game in the world right now. So what happened, right? Like, why? Because of stupid hype. People are dumb. They buy crap because there's gore in it, not because it's good. It's stupid. Nope, I've never had Russian food either. I wouldn't even know what that would be. That's cool. Mark says in Australia they actually do have some Italian food because there is an Italian immigrant area.
Hulk Hogan's dick.
That's good to hear. As I've explained, I never really got into Guilty Gear. I tried playing Guilty Gear when it was new. I had friends who were into it, who were also into Capcom fighters, but they were playing Guilty Gear, so I tried it. It was never my cup of tea. It was always the more complicated game that was so complex with this level of inputs, and the battle system was so complex with levels upon levels of stuff in it that it just would take so much intense practice and everything. And at the time, you know, I was heavily into the Versus series and classic Street Fighter. I just didn't really want to learn an entire new series like that. So I never got into it. But I know people who play it, you know, historically, they love it. They say it's a very high-level game, and I respect it. And I've watched tournaments of it and enjoyed that, but I would probably never play it. Cracker Jacks, I'll see you tomorrow. Sounds good. Have a good night. Side Salad did a super chat, says, I didn't mean to disparage Jasper. You didn't. Have you seen the movie Barbarian? Yeah, I reviewed it last year. I reviewed Barbarian on my DSP Reacts channel last year. It's a creepy-ass movie. It's not what you think. The name doesn't even really fit. It's like a misnomer. You think it's going to be one thing, and then it's just crazy, fucking creepy, scary in another way. It was, I liked it. It kept me guessing, and it kept me wondering what the hell was going to happen. I don't think it's the best horror movie ever made, but I did enjoy it. Russian food has dumplings, cabbage rolls, pierogies, lots of skewers, braised rabbit and duck, and lots of salted herring. Ooh. It sounds like a wide variety of stuff. Thank you, Han Solo. He says, I'm out of town. Just want to wish you a happy weekend. You as well. Hope you're having a good time out of town. I've never seen The Witcher on Netflix. I had never had Netflix while The Witcher was running on it. Would I do another playthrough of Stray? No, there's nothing else to do in the game. I did it all, but I would love a sequel. Have I watched Beekeeper? Never heard of it. No. Says Jason Statham movie? Never heard of it. Do I think Dutch cheese is as good as Italian or French cheese? I wouldn't know. I've never had Dutch cheese. Did I play sports in high school? No. No. Okay. We're winding down. I thought, honestly, guys, I thought we would go later, but it seems like people are really running out of stuff to talk about at this point. So maybe we're going to adjourn soon, unless the conversation picks up. How about Quake 4, Metro, or Walking, or any of the retro games? I don't know what you mean, Brian. What are you talking about? Did my new controller arrive? Yes, it did. It's still charging. There it is. Galactic purple. Although it looks blue on camera, it's galactic purple, and it looks purple in person. It's been pretty slow, not gonna lie. The Bloom says, video shops, CDs, indoor smoking, all things that used to be around 25 years ago that no longer are. What do you think is around today that will not be around in 25 years? You know, I feel, I've said this before, I feel like physical stores, outside of maybe food, perishable items, I feel like physical stores, like retail stores, are just on the way out. I don't think there's really a real justifiable reason for their existence outside of seeing a product in person, right? Like, if I want to go and, like, okay, I'm out to look for, geez. Well, I'm trying to think of something you'd want to see and physically compare, right? Like, okay, maybe you want to go out and buy a laptop. You want to actually physically see and compare what they look like form factor-wise, what the keyboard looks like, features. You want to go see that somewhere before you just drop a bunch of money on an expensive laptop if you don't actually know what it's going to look or feel like, right, in utility. So maybe, you know, you go to the place, and instead of it being a brick and mortar retail store where you go buy the laptop, it's a showroom. You go to the showroom and you pay $5 to get in, and all you do is walk around and look and test products. And then if you want to buy it, you literally can take out your phone, scan the code, it auto pays from your account and auto ships right to your house, and you get it within 2 days. Right? No more buying things physically and taking them home with you. Just bloop, 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 and you walk home and it's there in 2 days. It gets delivered. Like I said, the only thing that I would want immediately every time would be food. Because food I'm bringing home, it needs to be refrigerated immediately. And a lot of the times I want to eat it right away. It's perishable, right? So you can't have a lead time there. But everything else, most people order shit online anyway, right? Again, I really don't see a much of a future for the brick and mortar places. I think they're on the way out. I really do. In 25 years, I think things in that regard may be very different. Very different. But outside of that, I really don't know. Oh, let's see here. Daban says, I want to see clothes in person to see if they fit instead of ordering online and hoping. Agree with you there. Completely 100%. But how many people, for example, order online if it doesn't fit? There's an insanely easy way to return clothes. Like, right now, literally anything that I buy online, I can just go to my local Kohl's store and return. If it's Amazon, you just walk right in. Here it is. Bloop, bloop, done. Get my full money back. Within a few minutes, you get your money back. So it's not like, oh, I ordered, it didn't fit. Now it's a giant fucking hassle for me. It's all easy to do now. So if the ease of use continues like that, then I don't think people are really going to care that much. But with clothes, like this shirt, if I saw this online, I'd have no idea if I would like it. But seeing this shirt in person at the store, picking it up, feeling the fabric to see what it's like, you know what? I like that shirt. Now I want to get it, right? And then you buy it right then and there, and then guess what? I could wear it within a day or two, then have to order it and wait for it to get shipped to my house. That's definitely kind of something, you know, appealing, I would say. Do I miss the Sears catalog? I mean, I miss the Sears Wish Book, which used to be around Christmas time when you can look through their entire stock of things that they had at the stores and you can check off the things you want in the hopes that someone would go there and buy them for you and give them to you as Christmas gifts. But yeah, that was nice. But I never used the Sears catalog as a catalog. I used it as like a way to mark, oh, I like this toy, I like this video game, stuff like that. Side salad, no. Again, I don't even know what you're talking about. This is the second time someone's mentioned Stuttering John here tonight. I don't know anything about it. At all. I don't care. I'm sure it was negative, so I don't care. If it was positive, or at least neutral, maybe I would care. But anywhere they feature me, it's usually negative, so I don't care. Do I miss malls? I don't miss them. They still exist out here, but they're definitely like a pale shade of what they used to be. Like even my local mall, which is supposed to be like one of the biggest, most ritzy malls in this area, has like tons of empty stores that all moved out since the COVID times, you know, and haven't really got anything consistently back in there for a while. You know what I mean? Let's see. Yak Almighty just got 5th place at a local Street Fighter tournament. Any tip on winning locals? No. I don't know what to tell you because, you know, for me, like the biggest thing is just don't get nervous. To realize that in any given day, anyone could win in a tournament and just play a solid game, you know, and try to learn. If you lose, try to figure out what it is that you did wrong or could have done to improve, right? But that's about it. Okay, this is hilarious. No, I gotta read this. Listen to this. This guy's name is Ung Goy Smacker 447. Just post. I swear to God, this is word for word what he posted in the chat. I think you dodged a bullet by not going on the lolcow pod item class. One-hand maces, rarity, rare damnation, crusher, synthesized, flanged maced 1H. Someone accidentally copy-pasted something they didn't mean to copy-paste there, I think. What the hell? That's great. But for the record, no, I did not dodge a bullet. When someone says the phrase, I dodged a bullet, essentially what that means is you were in the line of fire of something that could have been bad for you, and you sidestepped it. You dodged, you got out of the way, so it didn't happen to you. I was never in any realm of any universe, in any multiverse, in any possibility. There was no way I was going to be on the Lolcow podcast. You understand that? Never. It was never even discussed. No offer was made. Not a single conversation was had about it. This was Keemstar 100% making this fucking idea up in his mind, somehow convincing himself that he just had the power to make the show, despite the fact that he didn't speak with anyone to even agree about it, and even talked publicly like that about it. And then when I basically, was not going to do it, because the guy was a completely egotistical, narcissistic weirdo, right? He then went on a fucking giant sissy tirade screaming about how he can't get his way with me, and I'm going to destroy this guy. I'm going to make Netflix documentaries on him. I'm going to contact his family and friends. For what? Because I don't want to be on your shitty show? Because I don't like you? Because you're a scumbag? I mean, what the hell? Like, this guy's crazy, right? I never had any intention of doing business with this man at all. So I did not dodge a bullet. Dodging a bullet would have been, I actually was in talks to work with this guy, and then I decided to not do it. That literally never happened. It never even got to that level. So there was no bullet dodging there. That's definitely a false statement. Oh, let's see here. I received a $20 tip. Wow. Thank you so much. Someone says, enjoyed the conversation. Tell Kat we understand and we will see her next week. Sounds good. Whoever that is, I don't know who it is, anonymous. An anonymous $20 tip. And I really appreciate that. Thank you so very much. Biggest contribution of the night, actually. So thank you very much for that, anonymous. So, for the final few minutes of this show, I will be wearing Gunner glasses. Yes, I saw that you had accidentally passed that from Path of Exile. I already read that out. I guess you missed it. Okay. Do I miss the chill fishing streams? I mean, to some extent. But I mean, we still do chill streams. Like tonight's a perfect example that we don't even need a game. We could just hang out and have fun. We've been doing these about once a month and they've worked, right? The chill streaming game essentially just facilitates us to have this conversation while I'm fishing. So you don't need the fishing game, but it's nice to have it. Maybe it would be nice to bring back another one sometime, maybe this summer. We'll see if there's any fishing games out around then, right? I don't know if these Gunner glasses work for this, because take a look. Now you have the reflection of the ring light, and you have the reflection of my blue screen in there, and then it's reflecting twice. It's reflecting, like, back, and it's two different... It's, like, very distracting. Does this bother you guys? This would bother the shit out of me if you were watching the show and I had these glasses on. You had these things in your face, right? Like, I don't mind wearing them, but if this bothers you, I'll take them back off. That looks terrible. Oh, let's see here. I received a $1 tip. Oh, let's see. Some random took $1 and says, sometimes you got to put your family first, and the 50K would have helped you and your family. Completely false. Because even if I made 50K doing the show, all right, I would have been roped into doing an awful toxic show. That would have been something I don't stand for, content I don't want to make, content that would have definitely been offensive to my viewers, right? And hurt my business overall, I feel, because it would have been brought a big toxic atmosphere to my content and my streams that I don't want on this channel, right? And I would have been roped into doing this awful thing that I just hate. Sorry, but it's better for me to stay the course of things that I know I stand for and I'm true to me and myself, that it's morally right, than doing things that I know are morally wrong just for profits. And I think that's the big difference between me and many, many other people out there that make content, is that I absolutely refuse to make content that I think is morally wrong for profits. And my wife stands by me in that decision. That was a group decision that we made, you know, when Keemstar supposedly wanted to contact me about this show. All right, I did have a conversation with her about it. I said, I have no idea if this is real or not. This is what people are telling me is being said on Twitter. You know, what do you think? And we talked it out, and we collectively agreed this is something we want absolutely nothing to do with. We prefer to be where we are, continue on how we're going, than the possibility of getting some kind of a payday out of it that would then hurt everything long term and basically be completely immoral to begin with. So, yeah, there you go. Plus, to be completely honest, I don't trust Keemstar whatsoever at all. I don't think that he would have been legit to work with in any business capacity whatsoever. I think that I would have gotten screwed over in one way or another. So... Okay, so any more final thoughts? Any final topics, guys, before we adjourn? Because, you know, speak now, because we're going to adjourn in about 10 minutes or so, roughly. So let's see if people have anything final things that they want to talk about. And then we prepare for tomorrow's React Day. No, Dab Hands, I don't know any tips for the Like a Dragon post-game dungeons. I don't know what you're talking about. If you mean Infinite Wealth, I never did it. If you mean the standard game, I never beat it. Side Solid with another super chat. Are there any of your peers in the YouTube community that you would consider a collab with? I don't have any peers in the YouTube community. I stand alone. I know that now, for a fact. I know that, sadly, the greater YouTube community is literally either, number one, out for drama and therefore would just use anything I'm involved with to get themselves cheap views and a boost and just use it at my expense. Or they want nothing to do with me whatsoever because they're not like that. And they're afraid that to get involved with me is going to create such drama for their own communities because of my stalkerish hater community follows me around, that it's not worth the risk. So, you know, there have been relationships I have had over the years with other streamers. And basically, I've literally been told to my face, I like you as a person and as a content creator, you're cool. But the hater community is just too much for me and I can't have this affect my business, so I can't associate with you anymore. I've been told that twice in my 16-year run from people who I genuinely had a good relationship with. And I was like, totally 100% understand. Take no offense whatsoever that you're saying that. Good luck with your life. So there you go. Dead air. Anything else? Everyone's quiet now. Like, literally, the chat is almost silent. Right? No one's really bringing up any new topics, nothing. So I guess we're done. Unless you got, you know... I'm here to chill, but if you guys are done, then we're done. I'm not going to overstay my welcome if people are bored. It seems like whenever we do these Q&A/chill streams, they only last about 2 hours, and then they do, you know, then people get tired of them. 2 hours seems like the sweet spot. Everyone seems to... Yes, we ran out of questions. All right. All right, I guess we'll adjourn then. I think we're done. Haseo says, I think we're done. All right. Hey, it was a good one. It was a relaxing one. We had a lot of different variety of topics that were discussed. And, I'm sure people will watch and enjoy the vids after the fact. If you do, leave comments on some of these topics. You know, we'll have a little discussion in the comments. There you go. And thank you all for the support, hanging out with me tonight, impromptu. I know it works. Again, we can't do this all the time, but if I do like once a month, it seems to work nicely, right? It's enough split between them that it feels fresh and interesting. So there you have it. All right. So everyone, thank you. Everyone watching on demand, thank you. Thanks for a chill night. I hope you guys enjoy. Thanks to those who supported. Thanks to those who hung out. And probably see you at some point in May for kind of a similar stream. All right. Thanks a lot. Okay. So I stopped recording. And I'm going to get ready to film the daily wrap. But I want to say thank you guys for a great streaming day. We actually did really good progress in Elden Ring earlier today. And you guys, you know, supporting tonight, thank you so very much. Tomorrow is React Day, which I know is always hit or miss. Some people like it, some people don't. Personally, I like React Day because it breaks up a lot of stuff. And I like the fact that it feels a little special to have a whole day for this. Oh, Jared actually did a last-minute super chat. Thank you, Jared. He says, cracked a cold Rona and going to hit some smoky. Have a good night. Look forward to React Day. So tomorrow, chill podcast in the morning, level 1 podcast. Then we go over to the DSP Reacts channel, and it'll be DSP versus the Internet, the weekly clip show. I'm actually about to head off and make the playlist for that in just a moment. And then tomorrow night, it is the continuation of the retro react of the Walking Dead Telltale game. We're going to do episode 2 tomorrow, but we may not finish it because it looks like it's about 15 or so parts. So that's like almost 3 hours, and my late stream is supposed to only be 2. So likely what we'll do is go for around 2 to 2.5 hours, and then we'll just end it, and we'll continue it the next week, finishing episode 2 and starting episode 3. But it went well last week. Everyone had a good time with that. I hope you'll join us for that tomorrow night. And then gameplay will resume on Monday, where we will play Helldivers 2 and a late night stream of the conclusion of Alone in the Dark. Okay? Everyone, thank you. Great streaming day today. I had a great time. I hope you did too. I wish you all a good evening. Be safe. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace out.
I'm by! I'm by! I'm by! I'm by!
Ding dong die. Say goodbye. There seems to be this weird notion, all right, that somehow, just listen to this.
I have psychic manipulative powers that make you do things against your will that you wouldn't normally do. And when I turn on my stream, I use my psychic manipulative powers through the internet to make you contribute to my content. And it's all the psychic power hypnosis that I use over the internet. Ooh, did you know that I was an X-Man all along? Ooh, I'm coming for you. Ooh.
I mean, okay, allow me to explain to you how this really works. Well, hello everyone, Phil here, and welcome to something special. No nonsense, let's relax, let's have games, let's have a good interactive time style vibes here. About enjoying a variety of games, being honest with my audience, and having great social interactions every single day that I stream.
See the face on the YouTube stream, begging at you every weekday. See the face in the thumbnail, well that man is me. My content is my legacy. Forget the time that they caught me wanking. You won't believe that this all started with a helicopter company.
It happened to me.
You may have heard troll rumors, Jin-Door-WWE. You don't need to believe in their slander, just believe in Ree. Cause viewers, you know me, and you know I'm right. I've been working my ass off for you all day and night. I did nothing wrong, I did everything right.
Not my fault.
You just keep on tipping me, sound good, alright.
Sounds good to me.
I protect my family, I'm a mature adult who operates a household. I work so hard I don't have time for friends, and I sleep alone at night. Don't believe the conspiracies, don't believe the done style theories. Watch me and only me, cause I deserve the damn spotlight. There's no doubt you're pignatized, you believe in everything I'm saying. If you wanna see my new vest, let's hit direct and start paying. Cause viewers, you love me and I know I'm right. But fame and fortune is all I dream about at night. I did nothing wrong, I did everything right.
By the way, I'm just gonna start banning people right now because I have enough. I'm just gonna ban like 10 people. Alright? I need funds to do things in the short term. If we hit a Tibbs goal tonight, that would be superb. I know you guys love me and what I do. Financially, things are rough for me. Fuck you!
Won't find me begging when I've hit that Tibbs goal. Crack open a bottle of gin for the night. Just make sure to check my daily gaming schedule. Cause if you can support me, please swing on by. I'm not trying to guilt trip you.
Eat a lunch meat sandwich.
But I'm begging you please, my bills are overdue.
I need that money, I really do. I need that money. And my bills.
Don't look at the detractors. Don't look at the trolls. Don't look at any other content creators that you know. You can find me on YouTube, DSP, no space gaming. You can tip me anytime, but tip right now, cause support is low. The members are joining in droves, and I'm not getting any poorer. All of this is thanks to you, my loyal pay pigs, whales, and viewers. Cause viewers, you love me, and I know I'm right.
Thanks for the money,
My
dummies.
meaningful content is the meaning of my life.
Meaningful to me.
I did nothing wrong, I did everything right.
I did nothing wrong.
I just can't wait to pull some Bogans tonight. Alright, cause viewers, you love me right.
You love my content, right?
I'll be doing the same shit for the rest of my life.
Every day of my life is the best day of
I
my
still
life.
do nothing wrong, I do everything right.
I did nothing wrong.
You just keep on tipping me and everything will be alright. Viewers, you love me. Viewers, you love me.
Anyone who supports the stream anyway, whether it be a like, a super chat, a membership, a gifted membership, a tip, all appreciated, okay?
Viewers, you love me.
Certainly 11 years ago, I was a completely different person now. I need to find Hulk Hogan for my WWE Champion collection.
I'm not gonna act toxic this season. Twitch kicks me out of the partner program for no fucking reason. There were no hateful slurs ever on my Twitch shit. You're banned permanently, go fuck yourself. He brained a bitchly. I masturbated in front of children. I'm a porn star. My sweaty man JPEG, 5 stars. And I only play the games to no one whales to feature. What is it, a money creature? Yeah, look, it's a money creature.
Contributions are very, very slow tonight. And I can do this all night through. Don't bring any champions, say when the size I really need. Contributions are very, very slow tonight. And I can do this all night through. Don't bring any champions, say when the size.
T-shirt rip? No. I'm rich every day. I go on Twitter and cry like a bitch calling yourself a whale. You're going on my docs list.
Somebody gonna get their ass kicked.
I'm like Santa Claus, right? And I can tell if you've been naughty or nice. So to me tonight, I'll be a prostitute. I'll wear a vest. Till next time, very nice.
Contributions are very, very slow tonight. And I can do this all night through. Don't bring any champions to the side. I really need calculations are very, very slow tonight. And I can do this all night tonight. Don't bring any champions to the side.
Gotcha game addiction. WWE. The solution to that would be bankruptcy. I'm a cuck. It had to be LTG. By the way, my wife agrees with me. One man, one tips jar. Money today. If you want to see my pussy, watch it on 2K. I unlocked the new 20-man JPEG. Hooray! Fucking gay. It's so bad.
Calculations are very, very slow tonight. And I can do this all night tonight. Don't bring any champions to the side. I really need calculations are very, very slow tonight. And I can do this all night tonight. Don't bring any champions to the side. I really need calculations are very, very slow tonight. And I can do this all night tonight. Don't bring any champions to the side. I really need calculations are very, very slow tonight. And I can do this all night tonight. Don't bring any champions to the side.
That attitude.
Hey, stay picking at his neck, gin all on his breath. My son is called Philip, you know him as Dogs I feel on the net. I just wish he would've stayed corporate, I wish he didn't have to flex. He still looks like a loser, he thinks begging equals respect. Excuse me, pardon my French, mon fils tu es chouette. You only giving Philly a couple dollars, you have to do it like Atlantic Jeff. Give money from your wife's death, you know he gotta eat rust. Stick Jack's rack so you can take the bus, kid, cause you know how sticky it get, ayy. 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 He still owes money for his tax, ayy. He buying feedback for his cat, ayy. You know how sticky it get, ayy. Ayo, Derek, he give them girls some range, cause those sweets looking strange, and you be put in a cage, and you think it looks cool, but you look like Phil in 10th grade. Every girl thought he was a lame, so he started acting strange, yeah, decided to Medicaid, ayy. Good parenting was the wave, ayy. Should've given him away, ayy. Now I see him every day, ayy. Begging hard for JPEGs, what? His wife gaining weight, what? 5 pay pigs left, what? All that talk about the best, what? You know how sticky it gets.
You even bake for money. I mean, I have plenty of money, so why not spend it, right?
Yeah, if he had two kitties, so need one. If she alone, she getting a tweet. Her never an escort, can't even speak to one.
This guy's a bitch.
The track to spill tea, you said nothing too steep. Come kick him and through, so you left the steep. Some back in the vortex, you go, it's a deep one. 5 shots in his feelings, then turn tail, act like a civilian. You say he changed, he says for the better. He did. He couldn't stand the fact he held back, respect the pack, trying to come back, howling in the trash. Now he just ranting out to the void. Damn. It meant something to me, thinking he was gonna take from me. I didn't meet livestock when he came back and he said had something for me. I thought he already had a job set for me. Why invest in a bachelor's degree? Tractor's gotta do a fact check for me. When everything is put to rest and your channel takes its last breath and everything gets addressed, it's you alone with your regrets. All that pumping up your chest, all that talk about the best. You know how sticky it gets.
Like, we weren't supposed to come up with something this clean. You know, like something happened.
This thing starts shooting out like dozens and dozens of bubbles all over the place. And Kat says, wow, that's really good, but be careful because you're in a room with a bunch of electronics, and if you go crazy, right, you might end up like soaking all your electronics in bubbles, and you know, and also, you know, gets everywhere. You gotta be careful. And I was like, that's right, I'm a Kimbo bubble, baby, yeah. Bubbles, bubbles, bubbles. Woo! Bubble guns. Wow. Celebratory bubble blow. Celebratory bubble blow. Bubbles, bubbles, bubbles. Woo! Bubble guns. Wow. Bubble juice. The bubble gun is amazing. Hashtag not a clown. Bubble juice let. Bubble juice plus. Bubble juice let. Bubble juice let. Dual wheeled bubble gun uses a lot of bubble juice. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Bubbles Akimbo. Bubble goal. Woo! Bubble gun crazy shit. Alright, you can't send your kids to my streams because I'm weaving there. You're never too old to enjoy some bubble blasting. Let's put it that way. Plus, as a setup, that's a lot of bubbles, dude. I'm not a children's entertainer. They're really good quality bubbles, right? And I blew the bubbles and Jasper didn't like them. Okay, blaster. Jasper, such a dangerous weapon. I dare you to say I'm still on level 1 now. Celebratory, good, clean fun. Bubble gun. Why didn't I think about this a year ago? Because honestly, I don't think about this kind of stuff. Like, I never thought you guys would ever want me to do bubbles on a stream. And then the bubble gun is amazing. All right? It is absolutely amazing. However, there's a catch to it. $200 in tips. There you go. That's what I'm talking about here on DSP Gaming, baby. Yeah. Reload the bubble juice. Bubbles. 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 Woo! Bubble guns. Wow. Celebratory bubble blow. Celebratory bubble blow. Bubbles. 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 Woo! Bubble guns. Wow. Bubble juice. The bubble gun is amazing. Hashtag not a clown. Can you do bubbles for rewards on streams? Excuse me. Celebration. Yeah, they live all over the laptop. Yuck. We'll use the bubble guns if and when we hit a members goal. That's right, I'm not a clown.
This is how you don't play.
Really, bro? This is how we stream it.
This is how we stream it. This is how we stream it. This is how we stream it. This is how we stream it.
This is how we're streaming. It's Friday night and he feels alright. The stream starts here on the west side. We see that he's 40 and he shows up. Pay to his account, but YouTube took a cut. He curls and swells and get faded. Scopely hit him up saying, Phil, yo, we made it. It feels so good in his hood tonight. Feeling the wind in his hair, all on the ride. All the pay pigs, forgot about his old lies. He gotta get his bag on before he go get paid. So let him tip up his cut and let loose from his gut. And let me hear the chat say he needs the funds and it's all because
this is how we stream it.
DSP does it like nobody does.
This is how we stream it.
To all his neighbors, hold the answers a favor.
This is how we stream it.
Let's flip the track, bring the old Phil back.
This is how we stream it.
This is how he's streaming. No hands up in his hair. And he scratches from here to there. He doesn't care if you're a fan or a shithead hater. You see, YouTube's fed DSP ever since he was rolling in OG. But now he's penny pinching. The dents ask why no money. $100 pulls, y'all. If you were from where he's from, then you would know that he only lose cause of online lag. He plays right under Taquito. Whatever it is, the stream's underway. So let him tip up his car and let loose from his gut. And let me hear the chat say he needs the funds and it's all because
this is how we stream it.
DSP does it like nobody does.
This is how we streaming.
To all his neighbors, hold the answers a favor.
This is how we streaming.
Let's flip the track, bring the old Phil back.
This is how we streaming.
He's kinda buzzed, still needs the fun.
This is how we streaming.
DSP does it like nobody does.
This is how we streaming.
The FGC can suck on his PP.
This is how we streaming.
Let's flip the track, bring the old Phil back.
This is how we streaming.
Check it out. Once upon a time at Evo, Philip placed fourth, inflated his ego. And even though it was a busted port, he's the best gamer in the country, he'd retort. There lived a dude, John Rambo was his name. He came up to Philip and made a claim. Come on, let's reboot Project 7. But Philip took the cash and dashed out to rent. Oh, he needs the funds, and it's all because
this is how we streaming.
DSP does it like nobody does.
This is how we streaming.
To all his neighbors, hold the answers a favor.
This is how we streaming.
Let's flip the track, bring the old Phil back.
This is how we streaming.
He's kinda buzzed, still needs the fun.
This is how we streaming.
DSP does it like nobody does.
This is how we streaming.
To all his neighbors, hold the answers a favor.
This is how we streaming.
I still think it's kinda whack he never hit Panda from the back.
This is how we streaming.
Now, I just have to say something for full disclosure. Number one, because I'm doing it in this format, it is 100% protected under fair use law.
Shorty rock to the beat for your boy. Rock to the beat for your boy.
Here we go.
I want money. I want chicks. Pay my taxes. Eat a dick.
With you.
Easy to eat.
With you.
My tax attorney screwed me over. YouTube views. Fucking pointless. What can I do? I'm screwed. I want to do the fundraiser to pay my tax on Twitch. Violated the rules.
Get that ass banned.
What a bitch. Dumba. It's not my fault. Dumba. It's not my fault.
It was
YouTube.
It was
taxes.
It was
detractors.
It was
cinema.
It was
Copyright strikes. Not my fault. Phil, you know, with all this going on, we really want you to have a new TV.
You should tip me.
If you're not aware, just a standard doctor's visit is hundreds of dollars.
You should tip me.
In addition to all of that, last night also, I was looking at gaming headphones.
You should tip me.
I might have to sell my house. This is a segment that I like to call Phil's Day Off.
100% true.
My one day off a week that I get to spend with my wife is literally 60-70% fucking work-related shit. Like, the one thing we get to enjoy together a week is having a meal out of the house.
Breathe. Errands, grocery store, pet supplies, doctor's appointments, slander and lies, essential things. It's very important. Expensive cuisine. I can't afford it. Phil's Day Off. This is my life. I get one day a week to spend with my mom. Phil's Day Off. This is my life. I get one day a week to spend with my mom. I mean, Cap, my wife, and Jasper, my son. It's my day off. A lot of errands to run. I got other things to do. I got liquor to get the liquidity of my business. Tips. Phil's Day Off. This is my life. I get one day a week to spend with my mom. Phil's Day Off. This is my life. I get one day a week to spend with my mom. Breathe.
Unless I get a good amount of support, I actually can't even afford my day off this week. And like I told you guys, typically the money that I spend on games are usually tip money. You guys tip me on streams, and recently a lot of that money went to other stuff. So, Oh my god!
Windows 8.1. Jasper Kitty, he's my son. Worried that my mobile's fried. Computers lagging, slowing down. RTU PC is free. That's not good enough for me. Windows 8.1. When will support end? Laughing at these deadheads who sent let's shitting on Phil and vent threats. Play some Stevie of the Dead. Oh Lord, now it's time for bed. Shit, I'm ripping on this locale. Red vest dripping so chill right now. Watch them as they graduate.
Gravitate, not
no,
crash.
don't DoorDash. His car crash. Hit so fast. Get fucked the back. Don't crush the gem. Can't fuck with left. I'm so class. Phil's tracks are whack. Don't stop. Get it. Until your Hogan's dead. It cameras on. He masturbates.
My take is thus: handcrafted, robust. Secondly, my philosophy is thus: robust. What I can definitely tell you is thus: amazingly flavorful, robust. My take is thus: handcrafted, robust. What I can definitely tell you is thus: flavorful, robust. Originally, the plan was thus: I need you guys to buy in. What I'm considering doing is thus: running at a nice, silky, smooth 60 frames. So all I have to say is thus: for exposure to a roguelike, I'll be honest, it leaves a bad taste in my mouth. My line of thought is thus: bad, but man is it buggy. That beta is full of issues. My take is thus: handcrafted, robust. What I can definitely tell you is thus: flavorful, robust. Secondly, my philosophy is thus: gourmet, robust. What I would like to say is thus: Nilagang Baka, robust. The point of these tip goals is thus: you guys crowdfund me. My ultimate hope is thus: I do get tips behind the scenes. The reviews are as thus: GSP Gaming had fallen out of prominence on YouTube. What I will say is thus: do I know what a rainy day fund is? Yeah, it's called when you actually have extra money on top of your standard of financial obligations. It's my take is thus: handcrafted, robust. What I can definitely tell you is thus: flavorful, robust. Secondly, my philosophy is thus: gourmet, robust. Ilagang Baka. Robust. But my mentality is thus. You have to understand something. Just because it's free doesn't necessarily mean anymore that it's genuine. It doesn't mean that that person has passion for what they're doing. It doesn't even mean that that person's real. Just being honest, at this point, content creation on the internet has become more of a profitable business venture than something that people do because they're passionate about it and they didn't have a production budget to share their passion or their expertise in.
And shit jokes I broadcast. Swore it was a character I played. British style host drink Lucozade. Somehow I'm still making 100K, but nothing makes my addictions go away. What I'd give to see a more normal me.
If I wasn't ever the king of hay, would I be PewDiePie, or would I still be begging? If I could go back and change my past, get that Wolverine that day I asked, and I'd have been a dick, would I still be beg? Even if I woke up a new man, no teams called no G, no champions. If I had everything, would it mean anything to me? Give me a cat.
It's been tough. You know, my life has been tough over the last decade. It has. I'm sorry that I'm tearing up like a baby. Now, I do have a favor to ask, okay? I mentioned this on tonight's late stream. I'm going to probably be mentioning it on every stream this week. Here's the deal. This week, I have 2 very large bills due. But then, I also have my day off on Wednesday. I'm bringing this up because I need you to refocus your support if you were already planning on supporting me this weekend.
This one's for all my baby girls. Phil's a joke, Phil's a clown.
Fucking loser.
Phil's this, Phil's that.
He's a loco.
Phil's a beggar. Phil's a beggar. Phil's a joke, Phil's a clown. Phil's this, Phil's that.
Always going broke.
Phil's a beggar.
He's a loco.
Phil's a beggar.
If you think that someone who has to live day to day on tips and shit is funny, oh, so hilarious that this guy has stuff financially tight. Ha 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 ha. No, it's not fucking funny. Now shut up.
Phil's a joke, Phil's a clown. Phil's this, Phil's that.
He's a loco.
Phil's a beggar.
Begging.
Phil's a beggar.